Hey there. Hey there. What's going on, everybody? First, before we get into anything, I want to apologize for the wait. Y'all, y'all know I'm going through it over here. So I had to talk to my friends first because god damn it, we are still the golden girls, and sometimes you got to talk to your friends before you get to work. But we're here for work, so make sure that you follow all of us, okay? Me at Bondy Blue on everything: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and the TikTok. And I am Bondy Blue here on YouTube since someone decided to steal my handle. Jami that's me on everything. Necey Dixon on everything. The girls are also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Instagram. So yes, follow us all. Thank you so much for the condolences. Okay. Y'all know, hey, listen, hi.
Hey.
Yes, everybody. I had to put down my 13-year-old dog last
Mhm.
night. Me and Lyric, it was sad. My mama was on the phone crying and stuff. It was
Mm.
just my dog was like aware. You know what I'm saying? He was laying there on the little gurney. They had really, wrapped him up nice and comfortable because it was cold outside.
Wow.
And they wrapped him up and they brought him in, and the lady explained to me was gonna
It was
have
at your house.
him. No, it was at med vet, so like an emergency room
Oh.
for the dogs.
Oh, okay.
We had to put him in a car. Lyric had to pick him up, put him in the back of the car. We drove all the way there. He was quiet the whole time. We got out. He put his head
Oh.
up. He was looking. He could see when my mama was on the phone. He was looking at the phone. And when I was talking to him, he was looking at me like he looked like he was aware.
Mm.
And then, she gave him the shot and he went to sleep. I've never had to do
Wow.
that before. I always
Mm.
knew that I was gonna have to do that, but when it actually catches up to you, I've had Barack since I was 19. I got Barack like right before my dad passed away. So like I've had him for a really long time. It's been just me and him for a long time. So, when the doctor said that for a dog his size, he lived longer than they usually do. Hold up, what?
If you got him when he was 19, he was older than
Was he?
that. You 30 what?
34. I don't know, but I can't count. Anyway, he's the one that's good at math. Anyway, yeah, it was tough. I appreciate everybody's prayers and condolences. Like I really, really do, because I really loved my dog. It was tough, but it
Right.
was what was best for him. I
Yeah.
could not bear to listen to him be in pain. So once he was in pain and I was aware of it, it was like, all right, above
Yeah.
all of that other stuff, where can we go tonight? And so it had to happen, but it's cool. The other dogs are trying not to kill each other and become reacclimated to life. um Not you asking how old Barack Obama is on Google, child. I cannot with Lyric. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for allowing me the space to talk about that, because I know that's a downer for a lot of people, but it's just it's very fresh. So thank y'all. What's going on with y'all?
Well, we got to be here through all of it. You said I know
Yeah,
that's a downer. We be having
absolutely.
conversations across the whole thing, ups,
Yeah.
downs, in betweens.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's real. Jamie, I saw
Yes.
that clip of you in that movie again, bro. It always tickles me. Yeah, until you got shot, bro.
I
It
know, right?
tickled me. I was like, not them shooting my friend in the head. Like, I can't take
Child.
this. But it still
It
makes
was
me
cool.
giggle. She was bullying the shit out that girl. It's fucking. How dare you say so? I was
Ooh,
dying laughing. You have got to do some more movies, bro.
I do. I got to get back out there, do some more auditioning. I'm in a place where I've always wanted to be, where I've actually prayed for many years to be able to do YouTube and just audition. And
Hmm.
I have to exercise what he's giving me space for when I pray for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Hmm.
would hate to lose that opportunity. So I'm just like trying to figure out the balance between finding some auditions. But some part of me is like a little afraid to go on audition. Then I be seeing people on
Why?
screen, and I be like, I could have did that. But I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. I be feeling like, well, one part of it, I feel like, girl, I need to lose. Excuse me, I need to lose some weight. That's the one thing. Because I'm like, girl, I don't want to be on screen. Then my booty look. Because, they be putting extra pounds on you, girl. I don't want to
You
look real
know,
bigger than what I am. But I know they'll
I
work
don't.
around it with how they shoot.
Well, not just that, but I feel like I'm starting to see more like regularly shaped and naturally built people on TV. Like when I watched rap shit, I wish I knew the girl's real name, but
Chameleon.
no, the other girl, the
Oh,
main
the other
character.
one.
Oh.
She's so like naturally built,
Mm-hmm.
not
Mhm.
skinny at all. Like she just looked like a regular person. She doesn't look like an actress. That's what I feel like TV need to go to. Girl, don't wait.
You're
You got
right.
it.
You're right.
Don't
I just
wait.
gotta get out there and just, do my thingamajig. One of these days, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna keep praying on that to build that courage up in me to get back out there and do my
I
thing.
got the opposite problem.
What's that?
I'd be acted. I had a conversation with my therapist this week, and she kind of told me what I already knew. I have issues with having control in my life.
Mm.
Mm.
So if I want like control over everything, low key, like I don't like nobody to drive me. That's why I lightweight be having fear of flying, but I fly. I've flown a bunch of times. I like to be in control of things. That's why I
Same.
went and cut my hair, went and got my matching nail, like everything. And sometimes I will act out of impulse, even if some things I haven't really sat and thought about for a while, because to me, I find comfort in knowing, like, if some shit gets fucked up, I'm gonna be the one to fix it. I know I can trust myself to fix it regardless,
Mm-hmm.
than to just
Mm-hmm.
wait for somebody else to impact the situation. So I'm in a portion, I guess, where I'm trying to like slow down and like be still before I act or think or make assumptions or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. I feel that. I definitely
Yeah.
feel that. I gotta be in control. I'm always in charge. I be thinking I'm
Listen,
my mama, my big brother, big sister. Like I have to be, and it has to go my way. And when it don't, I do get a little frustrated. But
mm,
therapy has allowed me to just kind of calm down and consider the alternative. You know,
yes.
so it's hard.
To
But
I'm so glad you said that. Shout out to all of our therapists because my therapist really held me down
Hmm.
this week. That lady was texting back and forth with me all week. I was in crises, but she, really put it on my mind to think the opposite of the negative feelings that I feel. You know what I'm saying? The thoughts that
Yes.
I'll have. Like try to think the other way, because you don't know that for a fact. Your feelings aren't facts. So just
hmm
because you feel that way, it doesn't mean it is that way.
true.
You know?
Hmm.
So that's shout out to the therapist. Y'all gonna y'all gonna stop lying to people, tell them therapy don't work, girl. Okay.
It
You
do.
just gotta
Yeah.
find you a good
You
one.
got to do the work though. Like it's so interesting when they give you some of these tasks. Like my therapist thing was always considered the alternative, just like yours considered the opposite. It's
Hmm.
catching yourself in the moment when you about to fly off. That's the part that, like, when you're able to start catching yourself, like, okay, let me just. That's when you know you working and you on your way to
Yeah.
growth. Cause that should be
Yeah.
hard. Some because you just used to doing it your way. You don't want to consider the opposite.
Hmm.
It's what I said that it is, and if I say that acting funny or whatever, that's what it is.
Then that's what
You
the
know,
I mean.
Right.
correct.
Ooh,
Versus like
Don't
it's
forget
difficult,
to
it
add your
is.
magnesium
but
to
it
the
helps.
therapy with the working out. Add your magnesium,
The yoga.
and
The
you might need some
magnesium,
ashwagandha.
what is it called? The magnesium, is it the liquid one? Or you talking
They
about
have
The
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 liquid
tablet.
form, but I
pills?
take the pills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have the
it's
pills.
not even like magnesium. So it's this one guy on TikTok. One thing I'm gonna do is find a TikTok. This one dude on TikTok called Doc Amen, or yeah, Doc Amen, and he is some sort of neurologist. I'm saying it wrong, neurologist,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks at images of the brain and compares it to things like depression, anxiety, like common things. So he can
Uh-huh.
look at a picture of the brain and basically analyze what it is you need sometimes. A lot of times people are missing magnesium. Sometimes you might need some ashwagandha, vitamin D, or even
B10.
just like the foods you eat. Yeah, B10 is
Girl,
huge.
it's
The
always
food
the
you
food for
eat,
me.
CoQ10 or CO, whatever you call it, if you change those things, it'll help just restart. And when I
Mm,
was in a spot where I was like
girl,
anxious
let me find
AF,
him today.
I was eating out every day for like 2 months. And as soon as I started changing those things, that was like half the battle. So it really is trying to find a balance. And some things you just gotta like reprioritize in order to get shit in order.
For
Is it
real.
Doc Amen? Like amen?
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
Put
like
it in the
amen.
put it
Oh,
in the
okay.
chat, please,
I'm
for
about to do
me.
it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Doc Amen.
Oh, okay. You got it. You
Somebody
talking about our
said
chat or the
no in the
YouTube
DMs
chat? Oh,
in
okay.
our chat.
Hi
Somebody
guys.
said folks be having God. They don't need a therapist. I think that I don't know what you think therapists do, but I feel like you wouldn't say that I don't need to learn how to do something. I have God. Like that doesn't make any sense. What God is an answer for does not negate how therapy helps you. Like, because I feel like essentially therapy helps you figure out how to handle your emotions. That's not something that God can exactly help you with, like, not directly. God may have sent you to a therapist to help you deal with that, but like directly, you praying about it in the moment is not going to fix an issue that has been caused by years of trauma. You have to like learn and understand the perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
learning something.
I'm
You
Yeah.
need
glad
to
you
be
said
taught it.
that, Bondy, because I'm thinking about for the people that do believe that I don't need therapists or whatever because I have God. Our parents and grandparents had God too.
They needed
No
therapy.
therapy, girl, and we're going to therapy because of shit that they did.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Stuff that we have to unlearn, okay? Because all they had was God, you know, and
Okay.
the Bible that was
Mm-hmm.
given to them, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know,
A
because I do
word.
believe in God and all of that. But girl,
Yes. They are vessels. Come
I
on.
need additional help too.
You
I need
know,
additional. Thank you, Lord, for the
you know.
therapist.
Thank you for
Yeah.
creating the doctors. Thank you for creating the people that understand things in a certain way so that they can help the folks that don't. I think it's
And
crazy to,
also, y'all, I feel like on top of having to channel through like your own emotions and things
Hmm.
that go on in your life and be there for your friends and analyze those types of things, sometimes I wonder if because we do it on these reality TV shows, do I be reading into shit sometimes more than
Hmm.
more than
oh,
I need to sometimes. And I've
I feel the same way. I
literally,
was wondering, do I be reading too much into shit? I do feel that
Yes,
I
way.
think
that's
so.
true.
I think so because we're always like watching the show, analyzing, coming back, and then putting energy into sometimes some low vibrational ass shit. And then whenever you go into your real life, it's like, okay, why you answer the question like that? Okay, but
Mm.
did you see the way you just looked? Like,
Yes.
I catch myself doing that, and
Yes.
sometimes I have to like chill out and not expend energy in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it
That's
because I
real.
definitely feel like I have done that. And people would like feel like I'm been being offended. And it's like, no, I want to understand what's happening right now because my mind gonna go somewhere if I don't
Hmm.
ask.
Right.
So you made a face. What does that mean? Like,
Right, right.
Right.
Or I
Yeah.
asked you a question and you looked up before you answered. What you mean?
yeah,
What you trying to
like
come
what
up with?
what was going on with the lookup?
I definitely do
Yeah.
that. I
Uh,
definitely why you looking up? Why you looking up to the
Yes.
left?
That's yeah.
yeah. Why you
I
looking
do
to the
that to
left?
Jamar all the time. Don't let us be riding in the car. I'm thinking about Jamar now. We be riding and he don't be saying nothing. And I be like, what you think about? He be like, man, I'm like, but you thinking about something because don't nobody just sit there and don't be thinking about nothing. What are you
Bruh.
Hmm.
thinking
That's
about?
funny. So weak. Like,
Yep.
how could you
I
not be thinking about nothing? How does
like you
your
have
brain not
to.
formulate a thought? What are you talking about?
Period.
Yeah. Uh
Like,
huh.
Even if it's
Yep.
the next light, like what are you thinking? Like that's crazy.
Right.
yes.
You hiding something.
Especially because dudes don't communicate a lot. So you don't know what the be going on in their minds when they sitting there for hours not saying words. Like, please formulate a thought for me. I need to understand
Yeah.
what is happening
Sometimes
inside of
we be
there.
right though.
We
Sometimes
do.
I low key just be like, damn, I just wish I was like a little bit more naive when it came to like emotional
Yes.
Mhm.
intelligence because people who are unemotionally intelligent, they lightweight be happy as fuck. They don't be seeing nothing go over their head, and I be seeing everything, and I be like, damn,
Yeah.
why did I have to channel that? Why?
Because overthinking. You're overthinking. Am I? Or are you trying
Am
to
I or are
play
you
me
not
on
thinking
some
enough?
slick shit?
Right.
Like,
Mhm. Or
you
you be
trying
the
to play
first
me on
one to
some slick
call it
shit.
out 5 months. You be the first one to call it out 5 months before it happened, and you look crazy
Yo,
to
that is so
people.
true. That is so
And
Bruh.
true.
And then when you write, it's like, oh yeah, you was right. Oh, but y'all thought I was crazy before.
Period.
Okay.
This is a good way to think about it. I always say to myself, everything always works out for me in every way, every day. And it does. That's such a good way to
Mm.
think about it. And you know what? After I felt like I had been rolled over by a car and backed over, I guess you could say that was for my betterment. I'm still teetering. I'm still teetering. Was it hated? I don't know. But with that being said, you guys, make sure you get you a therapist. We're gonna go ahead and move on because we have an advice letter. Oh
Perfect.
yes, somebody sent the OLFP. They drama. They
What
mess.
they got?
Okay, I'm about to read it to y'all. My mom has passed away last year, and me and her husband of 2 years married are currently
Oh, fuck no.
living at my mom's house. I think she said they were only married for 2 years.
I'm dead.
Like
He
they're not
said,
married.
yeah, no,
Oh,
they're
okay.
not
I'm with
married.
you.
He and the mother were married for 2 years, is what I think she means.
Okay.
He
Okay.
said he was okay with the will, so I'm doing the probate court to get the home transferred over to me. So before the court things happen, we had a cause. There were things happening to my personal things. Oh gosh. I should have read this one. So naturally, I'm questioning him about it because only the two of us live here. I need you to put the. Why are you putting the? Like it's just
Yeah,
two
D.
extra letters. Yeah, instead of the. And because I'm gonna read it like that.
Only
I'm
D.
sorry, y'all. Let me try
Only D
again.
two of us.
Right. Only the two of us.
Not even duh two.
No,
Not even.
only D2. That's what I'm saying. Like not duh. Because duh, I would have understood. Anyway, only D2 of us live here. And he was mad, saying I'm blaming for shit. Then he said something that I I didn't give much thought to until after court. He said if they give me the house, that washer is the first to go because I had bought something online with a click purchase, so I wasn't able to choose payment type. But when, but well, hold up, payment type. But when on my mom card instead of mine, I buy everything for my mom online. So the card info has always been saved on my account. Okay. So the bill came, he returned, and I told to leave it when, where are the pronouns? I told to leave it when it comes again. Fast forward, we at probate court doing the businesses, child doing the business. Then all of a sudden he stood up and said, I committed fraud and opened false account in my mom's name. And he has the proof right here. I was so shocked. Then I said, I don't know what he's talking about. He then turned to me and said, well, I saw the bill. Why don't you explain it? Luckily, my lawyer intervened and the judge let it slide. My question is, should I give him a second chance? I can never trust him again. I'm so confused.
Girl, I'm confused. Listening to this message.
So basically, her stepdaddy told her he was cool with the wills. She went and set something up with her account under her mama's name, but her account was attached to it like it has always been. They showed up to court, and the stepdaddy tried to say she committed fraud.
You are excellent at what diaring whatever the fuck I just read.
Mm.
Well, what is she asking for?
I don't
That's
know.
what
It
I'm
seemed like she
saying.
just wanted to get the story out there.
My
So
question
I
is,
don't.
should I give him a second chance? A second chance for what?
That ain't your husband. Hell no. Get
Fuck
to
that
go.
man.
Get to go. He can say I committed fraud all day long, baby. Prove it. Prove what you gotta prove. Don't just say it, baby. Prove it. And once you done, get your stuff out of mama house. Period.
Girl.
I don't owe you anything.
Not a
Once this house
damn
is
thing.
transferred over into my name, and you was only married to her for how long? 2 years? Oh, absolutely not.
Everything you own in the box
Girl.
of live.
Probably was a bomb before your mama took him in. Because I've been seeing too many videos about some of these older ladies getting with these raggedy tail men. You
Oh
know,
Like,
goodness.
so
sure.
I wouldn't be surprised, girl.
Oh.
They ain't that young, girl. They be about, child, they older, and these men be raggedy tail.
Speaking of raggedy tail men, there's another one. Now, nobody, this wasn't written, but this was sent to me.
Mhm.
So I thought that maybe we could, read it and see, just give our opinion, see how we felt about it. Okay. All right, hold up. Let me find it. There it is. Okay. I thought I had made the picture, but I did not. So I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully things act right. Okay. So, came across a post of a lady that filed for a divorce because of one lie. What would you ladies do? She said, my
Ooh.
marriage was so beautiful and full of love. It's cut off. Husband literally worshiped me. I don't know if anyone is ever going to love me like he did, but this one lie I can't forgive. I have filed for divorce today. I found out today that he has three grown-up girls. Three. Never told me he was married and divorced. Yes, he's divorced, but still doesn't change anything. I married a single, loving husband. I won't settle for less. I love him so much. I appreciate all the love you showed me. You showed me a different version of love. I appreciate, but I can't settle for a tiny lie. That's not tiny. I
My thoughts on that is,
don't.
oh, you still going, my
You
bad?
all right? Oh, sorry. I was gonna read it to the end, but
Oh no, go ahead, go
she
ahead,
said
go
this was
ahead.
she said this was the best 9 months of my life. I have no regrets whatsoever. I just won't settle for a lie regardless. I forgive easily. I remember asking you about this severally. Girl, I don't know what's wrong with everybody. Before we started, finding out today from your mom really broke me. Damn, she found out from the mama. A foundation built upon a tiny lie won't stand. Stop calling it tiny. I love
Tiny.
how you love me, but hey, how you never mention your divorce nor kids to me. Moving on. I don't think I want anybody else. I'm just gonna love you from a distance. Girl, you sound stupid. She said she
That's what she
posted
want to
this.
do.
Yeah, I know you will do everything to make sure we reconcile. I want it. So you want him to beg you until you feel comfortable with taking him back. But that's why
Mhm.
you keep trying to diminish what he lied about.
Mhm.
You may know that what he did, you may know that what he did.
Hilarious.
I said I had to clear my throat. It just so happened that it happened at that moment. Okay. So yeah, y'all. Like I personally feel like that's not a tiny lie. I feel like she is diminishing the situation to make herself feel better about when she finally does decide to get back with him. What do y'all think?
I think that's what you get. I hate to say it. Number one, let me say this. I definitely commend her for walking away from that lie because a lot of women wouldn't. They would figure out a way to save face
Hell yeah.
and save
Hell
the
yeah.
embarrassment and continue to stay. But from what I'm hearing and from what I'm seeing over on the TikTok, Miss Girl has only known the guy for about 4 days prior to marrying him. He moved to Africa just to be with her. And they've been together for about 9 months. And so we're in that. That's when she learned about the grown ass children. Yikes. Well, what the hell do you expect after 4 days?
I'm
So
sorry.
it's slick giving. That's
4
what you get.
days?
But yes, ma'am. Do you want me to send? Let me send you the video.
Girl, please send me the video in the chat.
And if you put it on the screen, you might want to just cut the mute the music or something. Let me see if
Mute the
I can get this
music. Got it. Just go
over.
ahead and put it right there in the DMs. I'll scoop it up.
Because Miss Girl is on some shit. Where is that video? Is this it? Am I able to send it? It won't let me send in the chat. Let me see if I can do it from my phone. I think it might be too long to send.
Okay. Oh, girl, this is just. I listen. I believe you. I'm just shocked that it was only 4 days.
I think I may have one better for you. Let me see. Let me work this because it might. I think I. Give me
Okay,
a
let me.
second.
In the meantime, in between time, can y'all do us a favor and like the video because we've given y'all a nice little bit of content thus far. Okay,
I haven't.
so
So I'm going to actually send you a link. And when I send you this link, then you can put that up.
okay, y'all like the video. All right. I hope you like the video. Oh, wait a minute. It's giving BBL. All right. Let's jump into it. 2 months after talking on TikTok, he flew all the way from USA to Africa, Gambia, just to see me. 4 days dating now. He proposed 4 days after we met for the first time.
Come on, TikTok voice.
Definitely.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. He proposed. Okay, listen. We hold up. We got married. That one happened quick. That last one, oh wow, you
Hold
gotta do
on.
better.
Who? That's not the same girl.
It is. We got married legally 24 days later. So they got
Shouldn't have
married
took her hair off.
24 days. They got married
Everything
24
look different
days
though.
after the proposal. So I feel like that's enough time to tell somebody you got kids.
I thought the same too, Necey. I had to like look at the pictures.
It's her.
I had to go over to her TikTok. I said, "Bro, wait a minute. Is this the same
It's just
person?
the hair.
It's the same person. She just took that
And
wig
she no,
off."
she ain't got no damn hair.
Not
Ooh.
even just the hair. Like I ain't gonna go
Girls be
there.
looking
Sorry.
different
That's not the
depending on
point.
what wig they wearing. Anyway, we are happily married for 9 months now, waiting for our twin girls. Waiting for our twin girls. Like
Wow, wow,
he left his
wow.
country, USA, to be with me until I'm ready to fly back with him. Okay, till I'm ready. Gotcha. All right, my best decision. So she was real happy. But I feel like that's enough time. I feel like we got married legally 24 days after the proposal. Yeah, you could have told me you had kids in that time frame, sir. He was
Yeah,
he
he
was
should have
trying to
told her
lie.
when he proposed.
He should have told her before he proposed. That should have been a conversation on day one. I'm trying to understand how you don't tell somebody you got some kids. That's
He should
crazy.
have told her that before he flew his ass over there to Africa trying to escape the United States.
Not
Lord
I
99
have
ain't
years.
trusting
mercy.
no man that's flying all the way to Africa. Um, Basically until she ready to leave with him. It's like, damn, you ain't got nothing that you leaving behind. You ain't got nothing to lose. If you ain't got nothing back home and you can stay here and wait for me to be ready, then you ain't got nothing for me.
Child,
Mm.
they recorded them faces. I know people do that. That's a way. That's a way. But anyway, child, yeah, no, we wouldn't forgive shit. We would not. That's
And I was
stupid.
thinking, I was thinking it was fake for a second, but she got her page private on Instagram, but she got a lot of video and stuff over on her TikToks. I'm like, I don't know,
Mm,
this she might be telling the truth, child.
she might
It
be.
could
Her
be a
You
baby gonna
think
be
she's
scheme and a
still
wanting
with
some
him?
of
scam.
it too.
Nah, I don't think she's still with him. But I think during the times that they were together, that's the footage. That's up. But I
Mm,
don't know. She could be.
Okay.
yeah,
That's
she should have
crazy.
left.
That's crazy.
Good for
That's
I
her.
commend
unfortunate.
her
You
for getting
can't
the hell
trust these
on though.
people.
Mm-hmm.
For real. You gotta hurry up and go, girl. With that being said, let's go ahead and go into some TV talk. Girl, Love and Marriage Huntsville wasn't giving much of nothing. Okay? Much of
Not
nothing.
knitting squat.
Yeah, I hardly remember. I was like, that came on. Oh yeah, I did watch it.
Well, the first thing is that we found out that Kimmy does in fact have cancer, which I feel like we all kind of knew. We're all very sad to hear that. We're hoping that she is able to fight it and get back to
Absolutely.
full health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was really heartbreaking for me to watch, especially when she had to tell Tisha and watching Tisha's
Yeah,
response.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also knowing that she and Tisha still aren't in a good place based on that interview she did with Carlos, and that wasn't too long ago, was it?
I didn't know that. They not in a good place.
Yeah, me either.
She I thought she said during that interview that her and Tisha still weren't in a good place because of some shit with Wanda still. I
Mm.
don't know if that's
News
true or
to me.
not. I might have to go back and listen because y'all know so much information comes out about this damn show that I just
True that.
be filtering through it in my mind sometimes. But y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all remember hearing that as well. But either way, we are praying for Kimmy and we hope everything works out for
For
her.
sure.
Outside of that, Destiny and Mel had a conversation And I feel like Destiny really wants to be Mel's friend so badly, but she
Mhm.
has anger issues, she has abandonment issues, and she needs to go to therapy. And I think that her lack of ability to be honest about anything is really stopping her from flourishing the way she could, because she just doesn't want to take accountability for anything. Even in her conversation with Mel, says, listen, I just came to peace with the situation. How did you come to peace with assassinating your friend's character? Girl, you called me a liar and manipulator. No, I didn't. Run the tape back. Yes, you did. She was like, well, you called me a liar. And that's because I felt like you lied. Okay. Like, and I'm going to still say to this day, you lied. Okay.
Mm.
So in the way Destiny rolls, we probably can believe that she, in fact, probably did lie, because she don't like to tell the truth if it make her look bad. We noticed that.
Mhm.
Like when we interviewed her, it was like circling a fucking airport trying to get her to give you a straight answer. She should have been a politician. Um,
Mhm.
but the moment for me is at the end when Mel said, we don't have to be in a bad place. We can get along. We can see each other, be cordial. And Destiny says, you love me, don't you? And it's like,
That's
it
the part for
showed
me.
me, yes, it showed me how desperate she was to
That's
want
what
to
she needs.
be back cool with her. Yeah.
Hmm.
What y'all think?
It was a bittersweet, I guess you could say, watching them. I could see there could have been like a little bit of love or whatever, like, but at the same time, it's kind of, I don't care if they get back friends or if they do or they don't or whatever they gonna do. But yeah, Destiny definitely misses Mel. I don't really know what else to say about the scene aside from it being a bit purposeless. Like it was pointless a little bit. They not gonna be cool. I guess they just had to link up to say that they're gonna be cordial as they film or whatnot. Like, I mean, it was just a boring episode. The scene didn't give a whole lot. I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, she miss Mel. Mel don't miss her. Yikes.
She's just not that.
Right.
She's just not that into you. What did y'all think about Marcel saying that Dr. Francis was he doesn't like men. He thinks all masculinity is toxic.
I think Marcel's toxic.
I agree.
And I think anybody that challenges him, he's going to create some type of animosity or issue with them. And he just wants a yes man, which is what he's asking for, which is why I don't even know why you have Tisha out here searching for somebody when it doesn't matter who you're going to present to her, because you're going to shut it down either way it go. So why don't you get out here and just find the person that's going to advocate for you? But the thing is, Tisha doesn't really have much of a mouthpiece for real. Like she really doesn't stick up for herself for real, for real. So with her not sticking up for herself, I feel like that's why Dr. Francis shown up the way that he
Mhm.
did to speak, be a voice for Tisha. So as long as she plays the back seat, it don't matter what therapist y'all get because they're gonna have to be a voice for her because she's not gonna do it.
When he said that to her, I was like, damn, he's won the battle. Like, he's won. Because he's convinced her that he's willing the whole thing was that she wanted him to go to therapy. He's convinced her now that he's willing to go if she finds somebody other than Dr. Francis. If she
Right.
finds someone who won't hold him accountable.
Ooh.
So I'm kind of concerned that we won't be seeing Dr. Francis on the show for a minute. When that happening, because they're the ones who use him the most, I feel like. Definitely, they are. Um, the Whitlows don't want no truth in their life. So I don't know if we're gonna see Dr. Francis. And if I would have known we weren't gonna see him on the show, I would have asked we would have asked him some messier ass questions. Like, go ahead and spill the
Yeah,
tea.
still it.
But yeah, I think Marcel's definition of masculinity is toxic. And he needs somebody to reshape his way of thinking. Speaking of therapy, like what we was just speaking to at the beginning, it's just a way to reprogram your brain. And he don't want that. So I can't wait for them to go to the next therapist and run into the same issue.
I also want to say that I told y'all I was able to watch Mark Scott, his
Oh.
interview that he did with Scotty and Terrence and Josiah. And to me, it is very obvious that they hold that mama responsible for the way the way they were in poverty, because I feel like they have some real anger towards women, all of them. The way Mark Scott talked about how women bully men, and it's like, I don't even understand how you think we live in a world where women are overpowering men when
Mhm.
women are the ones being murdered at the higher rate.
Period.
Women are the ones that can't even get rights over their own bodies. Women are the ones that have to take care of the children when y'all tap out and feel like it's too much responsibility. Women are the ones who have to deal with being beat up when y'all can't deal with her words. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm sorry. I don't understand the Kevin Samuels mind frame. It honestly seems like now y'all have graduated from blaming white men for everything to now blaming black women for everything.
Mm.
Just a little.
Wow.
Thank you, Courtney, for the
Mark
super
is
chat.
ultimately ignorant. Go ahead, buddy. My bad.
She said, once I realized my marriage counselor was male identified, the session stopped with a quickness. Huh.
Mm.
Thank you. It's like
Mm.
you always got to get you a black woman, in my opinion.
I had a black woman that didn't hit like that.
Not
Really?
everyone. Not everyone, but
Oh,
you
a
know.
black woman that did not hit, but it is because she was like older,
Oh,
like
okay.
much older and very like,
Old school minded.
yeah, you know what I mean. The old school minded ones where it's like you really can't be giving out no advice.
You
Yeah.
The
giving bad
aunties who be,
advice.
yeah,
Yeah.
be giving bad advice, those types of things, and then they be wanting to speak to you like you they kid, and it's like I'm your client.
Yeah. Pull that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pull that up. You doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But yeah, y'all, I was just like the way Mark Scott talks about women and the fact that we know Maurice and Marceau kind of mimic some of those same feelings, except for
Yeah.
they understand that they're miserable without women. They think their brother looks pathetic. So even though they may agree with the way he feels, they're not dumb enough to show everyone that because they know that looks crazy. Like, regardless of what they're saying, I think they all look at the brother and feel like, I don't want to
I
be
feel
like him.
like I feel like Maurice may think like that. Like let him be careful of how he probably show himself, but I don't think Marceau really cares. I think he'll show up like, yeah, she don't make no sense. And that's the crazy thing to me, right? So it's like, Marceau, do you have an issue with women or do you have an issue with your women or your woman? And I say that because sometimes when Mel gives like Mel could probably say the same exact thing as Tisha,
Girl.
and Marceau is going to say, I agree with her. She has a point. So what's going on there? Like, do you have an issue with your woman? Or what is, or is it
You
just all
know,
women? I
Some men are
don't.
like that. They think the feistiness is attractive, but they don't want their woman to be like that because they want their woman to do what they
yes.
want them to do because they don't want to have to deal with that
You've
pushback all
explained
the
it
time.
Right.
That's
1000%.
really what
Mm-hmm.
they're attracted to that though. And they also
Yep.
know it benefits them. See, that's the difference between Martell and Marceau. Martell can put all of that shit to the side and be exactly what that woman needs him to be because he knows the woman is going to take care of him.
Hmm.
Right.
I really think it wasn't until he started hanging with Marceau and them that they put it in his head that there was something with the way he treated Mel in exchange for
I
the way
can
she
see
took care
this.
of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you remember
Making
he
him.
was
Hmm.
telling Mel that he was hearing from the older men that it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. You remember in earlier seasons?
Hmm.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
the thing I don't understand. I feel like men can, and I'm still speaking on the show, I feel like they can always, in a way, be influenced. Like more than even women, like grown ass men can
Yeah.
be like they say they won't be influenced, but they can definitely be influenced, especially if another man convinces you that it's like a masculinity type thing.
Hmm.
And I definitely think that worked its way into Mel and Martell's household.
Absolutely, because I feel like they were slick jealous of them with how they
Hmm.
were moving about in the city, making moves, whatever it was. I think their house could have burnt down or something, which landed them into real estate or something like that. So for them to be able to get on their feet quick and then shake and move and do whatever, like, yeah, I think they were inspiring to a lot of people on top of them being like in college. And I think Melody was like Miss A&M or something like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think people just watch them as like the it couple. So I think jealousy came along with that. And I just hate that they put those people on the show that ended up being jealous of them. But
I
granted, the breakdown of the marriage is truthfully on Martell. Understand that, but
Y'all think it's
still,
gonna be
y'all
new
could have chose.
people in the next season? I've been hearing people discuss that.
I think they're.
Like,
I can see that.
A few new cast members.
I hope so. They need to do something. And I also want them to stop acting like the show is so ratchet. The show is not that ratchet. Calm down.
It's
They
not
had
ratchet
one
at
little
all.
pushing match. One little pushing match.
Who would
Okay.
y'all bring back? Who would y'all bring back? Yeah, who would y'all? I can't even say who y'all would add because it ain't like we know people in Huntsville for real. But who would y'all bring back for another season? And who you wouldn't?
That's tough.
I wouldn't bring back
Really tough.
Destiny. I would not bring back Tiffany and Lewis because I think they don't want to share either. I think they have like felt like they got their ass bit for sharing the little bit that they did. So now they don't want to share anything because they can't deal with the criticism. They showed us with the way they handled the Dr. Francis situation. They don't like criticism. So being on this show in an open way is not going to be something they're going to do. Same thing with Destiny. I think Kimmy, of course, needs to come back. I think Tisha needs to come back. I feel like they need somebody to bridge the gap between her and Mel and somebody else. Mel needs to get like
Tisha,
another friend.
bridge
Go
the
ahead.
gap between. You were saying bridge the
Between
gap
Mel
between
and the
who?
rest of them. Like somebody needs to
Oh,
bridge
okay.
the gap between Mel and the rest of them. And I feel like I don't know if there's anybody that can do that at this point, but there
Stormy.
needs to be a mutual friend. I mean, I do want Stormy back, but I also feel like in what capacity are they going to use her? Because it seems like if people have their life together, y'all don't want to use their content like that. So it almost feels like why would they bring Stormy back if she doesn't have any drama? Even though I like her, I really do.
Yeah.
But I just kind of feel like Mel needs a friend on the show that's going to have their personal shit open for the show. And nobody's being open. So that's why the show isn't doing as well anymore because nobody's being open. Everybody's trying to skate by on making shit out of social media stories. When the truth of the matter is, if y'all wasn't talking about the shit on social media, nobody would be talking about it on the show. And I think they realize a way to not have to fully be honest anymore on the show is to focus on what social media is making up. So all of these older women online, they create these pages and do all this messy shit. Y'all thrive off of them women coming up with the bullshit that they do. Because otherwise, what the hell would y'all be talking about?
Who you bringing back, Necey? Oh, go ahead.
In a perfect world, if you know they was just listening to me down at home, I would like both of the Scotts, version 1, version 2, to come back. Shit. All new people besides them. And I would like Mel to be on a mini series, like spinoff, you know, like Candy and the Gang or something like that. Give her a couple of episodes where we can see her and Martell co-parenting and her real friends.
Yeah.
Give her a break. I don't want to see her interact with them. So I would just keep the Scotts and then have probably two couples and a friend come.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That does. That sounds real good. It's tough for me. Because I'm struggling. I love the idea of Melody going on about her business. I think the Whitlows have overstayed their welcome for a very long time now. Destiny needs this job, but I kind of don't want to see her anymore on the show. I want her, because I think it may be a lie. Because a lot of people don't like her. I think it may be a lie. You ain't gotta come back, Destiny. Just live your life, get your stuff in order, take care of your son, do your store, put your music out, whatever. I don't want to see her. As far as the Scotts, recast the entire show, baby. Just
that's where you at.
Girl, give us some new people. Like I was trying, but girl, I just cut everybody. Cut it. Send Melody on about her business. How
Carlos ain't gonna never
do
do
he
that.
gonna do? He's never going to do that. There, you
Mm-mm.
said
I
Carlos
almost
never gonna
went
do.
there.
Carlos never gonna do. He can't get over the housewives.
He
No,
not
he's
gonna do
not.
that. He
I
not. We gonna be
almost
stoked
went
with
with
these.
the recast, but the reason why I didn't was because I was like, damn, what if he recast and then chooses the cast of Love and like people like Love and Marriage DC?
I
That's a
mean,
completely different show.
if a
Completely different show.
couple truly had to stay outside of Melody, because we like get her own show, whatever, I would probably say Tisha and Marceau, because I feel like Marceau he's funny at times. He's
Yeah, he
entertaining as
is.
much as we may not like his ways. Marceau's entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's it, really. I mean, like Martell can pop in from time to time. I don't even know, cause see, I just don't like that it's too many Scots on the show. Like that's just my thing. Like split
Hell
them up
yeah.
and give us just one Scott. Cause when you bring in more Scots, you bring in more Scots. Does that make sense? And I hate that. But at the end of the day, they could still bring back everybody. If yes, I'm thinking reboot, but I'm thinking more so on production side. They can bring back everybody if they restructure these storylines and how they're going to play out. Because right now, everybody that's not a main cast member is bringing us something. Kimmy is just now bringing to the forefront her situation regarding
Unfortunately.
her medical
Mhm.
condition. So or her cancer. So I really hate that for her. But she like the only person that really got a real storyline.
They're not entertaining enough by themselves for that.
So nobody said
Girl, the PJs.
Sheree. Nobody said bring Sheree.
Girl,
No,
nobody
she could
thinking
stay
about
with Real
Sheree.
House. She could stay over there.
I
Because
forgot about
Sheree
her.
ain't bringing herself to Huntsville. So she could stay in Atlanta.
Girl, we barely want
And
her
then
on Atlanta. She ain't doing nothing
I
over
what's the
wonder
there.
damn
what's
cousin name?
preventing him from doing a love and marriage ATL.
Ooh.
I wonder what's
Oh,
preventing him from doing that.
I
I don't think
love the way
nothing's
you asked that
preventing,
question.
but like, why hasn't he done it yet? Because I know he's finna get another franchise. If Love and Marriage DC got renewed for season 2 to drop in January, and it wasn't all that the first season, although as much as I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna tune in, I think the second season gonna be better. I think the second season gonna be better. We'll see. But if he got DC renewed, girl, I know he gonna get a third one. So he might as well bring it to Atlanta. But I
Yeah,
also
for
think
sure.
he enjoys doing states like that a lot of people don't think about, like Mississippi with Bell Collective. So he may even go to Nashville, Love and Marriage of Nashville, or
Nashville would be a good
Chattanooga or
one.
something, or Oklahoma.
Or
I don't know, somewhere over there.
Memphis.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good one. Love and Marriage,
Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah, that would be a good one for sure.
That would be.
I think that would be a real good one.
It just got a nice ring to it, right?
It do. And I just be
Uh-huh.
thinking about all the stuff that be happening in Memphis just in general. Like I think that would be
Yes.
like, yeah, Love and Marriage Memphis. That would go crazy. I think he'll have some great characters out of that show.
Or come
Well,
to Houston
Carlos.
and get all the scammers.
Well,
Yeah,
Carlos,
he could.
we've given you an idea. So maybe you should add us. So yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
With
I was
that
thinking
being
the same.
said,
I was thinking the same.
Oh, okay.
you
Social
know,
media special for Love and
hilarious.
Marriage Memphis, and we let me stop.
Listen,
Shit, we'll tune in though.
I'm trying to grow and not perceive everything as shade. So let's
No,
move on.
no, we'll tune. Yeah, we'll tune in.
Yeah. Real Housewives of Potomac.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm gonna just jump right in and go for Candace and Giselle at the beginning of the episode. Candace, why are you crying? I get you're upset, but I'm so tired of you crying in front of this white lady. Please stop crying in front of this white lady. She don't care about your feelings. She don't care about your emotions. And when you cry in front of her, I almost feel like she's like, yes, I get to feast on Candace's tears later tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's gonna sit in her ugly house and she's gonna revel in the fact that she was able to make your strong ass cry. And I don't like it. I really do believe that Giselle on some level makes it her business to take women down a peg whom she thinks they think they're better than her. But how dare you think you're better than me? I look like this.
Mm.
So I
Make
think
it all.
she like Candace. Candace is extremely impressive. Wendy is extremely impressive. She has to take them down a peg. She has to.
Yeah.
I could see the taking down a peg. I just don't see her giving a damn about her tears. I don't even think she cared to say yes. I think because Giselle
You
lacks
see that little
so much
smile?
emotion that she'll literally sit there like, oh, okay, well, that's done. What else is going on? What ride? What train are we getting on? Like she's so
I used to
lackery. We
think
never
that.
see it.
I used to think that. But then we have to remember how much of her emotions they edit out.
That's what I hate. How do we hear stories about the reunion and she had a meltdown and this and that and we don't see it? How do we see her tearing up in previews, but y'all don't show it throughout the show? And I feel like that's as biased as y'all can get, that y'all will literally protect the princess of Potomac while we talking about the grand dame. Y'all show Karen poor moments. Y'all show Karen wig getting tugged, the wig almost flying off her head. But we're not going to get that with Giselle. Y'all even show Karen crying. When Karen cried and Giselle had to go console her during the reunion, y'all went all the way back to that lady dressing room. Now, let that have been Giselle, y'all was gonna crop that out. That's it. I don't understand what's going on with the favoritism.
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
I don't think Giselle show emotions.
I think she does. I think she shows anger. I think she shows anger.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only one she feel comfortable.
Yeah, but still, like it shows an emotion and we don't see it. And I think they edit it out because she doesn't want people to see her emotions, but she feels them because no person.
Y'all talking about the meltdown from the all pink reunion, the last one?
There was supposed to be that one, but and the one with Chris too.
Monique. Yeah,
the one with Monique. That's supposed to be a big old blow up.
Oh, during she did say they edited stuff out.
Yeah, they edited stuff out.
And Wendy confirmed that earlier when they were doing promos for this season. She did an interview and she kind of confirmed that, and she kind of didn't want to hint at the favoritism a bit, but she was trying to like give the interviewer like a clue, like, you follow me, you see where I'm going. Yep, she sure did. I remember that because I believe I talked about it.
I mean, to me, the fact that she always sitting next to Andy, even though she don't have nothing going on.
Oh, help me.
Never. I hate that what that scene told me was like, it just took me back to whenever they were sitting in Giselle's damn driveway when it was under construction. That 2x4 trailer that she added to the side of her brick home. Mm-hmm. Anyway, when they were sitting there in the driveway, I was so upset with Candace in that moment because it was something really small. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were playing her. Somebody in the comments got to remember what happened that episode. And when all the girls left,
was it the bathroom thing? It wasn't the bathroom thing, right? That was Wendy. She didn't want Wendy to use her bathroom.
It was something else that they played her with, like big time.
That was another thing.
What season?
The last one. You remember when they had the reasonably shady party in the driveway? And then all the ladies left and Candace stayed. And when Candace stayed, I felt like she wanted to be in the cool girls club because you remember Giselle wouldn't let nobody in her house. Mm-hmm. And you followed her back to the house. And to me, it was so many things that had happened before that it was in that moment that I saw like how very clearly Candace wanted to be well liked by Giselle. And I think Candace knew this whole time that she was playing a game with the mean girl. And she felt like as long as I'm in line, as long as I play nice, like Ashley plays nice with Giselle, I'll be in the same position as Ashley with Giselle. Giselle will do everybody dirty, but she won't do me dirty. And I think she thought that Wendy was like, just Wendy's situation was unique to hers. Like Wendy didn't want to get in line with the cool girls, and that's why they were treating Wendy that way. And I was just so upset last season. But to circle back to thinking about that, when she was crying in front of Giselle, I think she was disappointed in herself because fans had been telling her last season, fans were telling her, Giselle is doing this to you. Don't trust her. I was saying in my reviews, and I think she was disappointed that she thought that her situation would be different, which is why she said to Giselle, why would you do that to someone who's never been anything but kind to you? And it was almost like she was saying, I played your game. I followed the rules. I didn't make you my enemy, and you still decided to do this to me. But she shouldn't have gave that lady none of her tears at all, even with the folded tissue. I hated to see it, but it was definitely a moment of disappointment, self-disappointment for Candace.
I felt like I was a little used to it at this point. For me, I just be like, Candace. Candace is a very extremely sensitive person. I think that she also is a person that loves very hard and probably treat all her friends the same way. So when she's crossed, that's why she uses her words as strongly as she does, and she's so harsh with them at times. Because I mean, she was her. I love her. Like what I'm saying, I'm not gonna put my hands on you, but you gonna get these words that I have for you. And she just, emotional. I thought it sucked to see Giselle kind of lie to that lady face. Like Giselle, I don't it's irritating now because she do all these different interviews and try to say that Candace is overhyping the situation or twisting and turning what her words were when we literally saw you at the top of the season insinuate that this man was a sneaky link. But then you sit in front of Candace and then you try to say, oh no, he came to my room. I told him to leave and that was it. Like it was no big deal. But that's not how you made it seem to Robin. Like and what's pissing me off a little bit as I think about it is because when we get to the reunion, I want y'all to know how they're going to glaze over this. I really feel like it's not going to be.
Facts.
I feel like so much is going to happen this season that they're going to spend 2 minutes. 2 minutes on this, and they may have spent the whole hour, but they only gonna give us 2 minutes of it, and that's really unfair. You think 10?
I give them 10 minutes, but the 6 minutes of the 10 minutes will be Chris speaking about how he feels, and not necessarily Giselle being held accountable. Because if they want to be all the way real, what they're doing is dangerous. The same damn way Phaedra said that they tried to drug Portia and her ass got kicked off the show. That's how they need to treat the situation, because what they're insinuating is dangerous, and I think they need to be held accountable. Give her.
It does make you
break.
question the hell out of Bravo too, because one, y'all letting her get this far with these lies, but y'all allow Michael, who has actually violated, y'all have on camera when he's touched somebody's butt. Who was that at Karen's and Ray's first party? He went and grabbed somebody's butt. Then he touched production. And it's the fact that he touched a member of y'all's staff that helps y'all show go around. And you mean to tell me it sounds like y'all didn't even have his back? If anything, he left the company and y'all continue to let Michael film for like what, 2 to 3 more seasons? Like, yeah. What? That's crazy. So I mean, child, girl. White hand. Okay, now see, had there been Juan up there grabbing butts, Robin would have been off. If y'all want to get Robin off, girl, let Juan grab a butt.
What do y'all think about that situation with Juan? Do y'all think, that he'll be held accountable? Because he really did know about the situation. And honestly, it made me think about how Robin she went along with that shit, pretend like Michael didn't really do anything, even though it was obvious she felt like he did. She never really didn't say he didn't, but she still was kikiing in his face like everybody else. And then with this situation, I feel like she's still on Giselle's side, talking about is Candace blowing it out of proportion?
That was
Candace blowing it out of proportion. But when you sat down, right, when you sat down with her and Chris, it seemed as if you were on their side. And now in front of Giselle, because you upset with Wendy, now all of a sudden it's also fuck Candace. Yeah.
But see, that's why, when Giselle got on, I was going to say 2 things. Okay, before I get to the Giselle part, the first thing is Juan going to be held accountable? I'm not necessarily seeing him.
Y'all speaking about the basketball thing, right?
Correct.
University.
I don't see him being held accountable, honestly, because I feel like the university, that's going to mean that the university also admitted fault, because although he hired him, somebody had to clear it. So, with how it goes in university, it goes through a channel of people that have to sign off on it, not just the person that chose you. So with that, they're also going to be admitting fault. So that's why I'm like, if anything happens, it's going to be very delayed, because they're not going to want to admit fault, especially during this lawsuit or whatever, right? So that's what I'm thinking. And then the second thing with the Robin talking about Candace dramatizing things, she definitely did that to cater to Giselle, because Giselle also lied, got on the damn bus, twist Ashley words, and said that Chris felt up on her friend Deborah or whatever, strong face Deborah. He was over there feeling, and I'm like, that never happened unless they edited that out. So you get onto the bus, and you hype that up to Robin, and to me that was her hyping it up. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, now you get to be on my side, so you don't have to keep telling me that I'm overthinking it, or it's not that deep, or it's not that serious. Kind of like how she was doing her at the table. That's what I felt Giselle was doing when she overhyped the situation. She was trying to get Robin on her side, and Robin trying to overstress that I'm on your side. She said that Candace was dramatizing this. What a liar.
You just reminded me of something I seen on Twitter, I think. Somebody mentioned that this was a scheme that was set up with Ashley and the Green Eye Bandits, because it was like if somebody played the flashback tape, and it might be a preview to next week, because I always have a habit of doing this and thinking that it was from the week before. But anyway, somebody thought it was interesting how if you go back to the first or second episode, whenever they introduced Deborah to us and they was in a condo, they were like, it's interesting that Deborah already knew that Candace and Ashley had beef, because whenever they was in the condo, she asked Ashley, even Candace, like you and Candace got along?
She did.
So somebody was wondering, like, we being introduced to this woman, and even though Ashley started out the season playing nice with Candace, it had already been established in her new friendship with Deborah that they weren't friends. So somebody's point of view on this is that Deborah was brought on the show for this. And I could definitely
And
see
this,
it.
I thank you for saying it, because this is the shit I be talking about when I talk about Ashley, who does slick shit that be right before our eyes and doesn't get called out for her stuff. Now, there's a lot of stuff that Ashley does that's like make us look at her sideways and call her out, but this is the stuff that Necey's talking about, which makes her beyond vindictive when it comes to it's like calculated vindictiveness or whatever you want to call it. That is mother Ashley Darby. Girl, she's toxic as hell.
I feel like it was always a plan for her and Giselle to post Candace up about Chris. That's why she didn't let it go. That's why we're hearing about it again at the table, and you're throwing Mia's bullshit, which you know is probably the lying on top of it. Yeah, when she said it, I was like, oh, you proud of yourself, huh?
Yes. When she said it don't feel good, do it. The table's always turned. I was thinking to myself, and girl, you still have the clown mask on, because nobody's man at this table, whether it be through a phone or a man that's not really yours, but y'all live together and y'all divorced, nobody's man here has been caught in a hotel room with other men. Nobody's man here has been soliciting other men.
Grabbing Ray's ass on camera. Ray has already said he grabbed my ass, and I told they're like, hey bro, stop playing with me like that. Like Ray already said that he grabbed his ass. Like, he's grabbed everybody's ass. We have video evidence of him doing it.
I don't think anybody at that table, I mean, somebody prove me wrong, but I don't think anybody at this table has experienced anything that would make them look more clownish than Ashley. So she just looked foolish as hell when she said, don't feel good, do it. I was like and you still look dumb.
It's still
Candace killed me though when she said, no, we know the Lord. When she said, we know the Lord.
Chris isn't sucking any so here. Girl, she ate Ashley. She ate her
your husband leaves you to go to a prostitute's house and suck his dick. I said, girl.
Yes, Candace.
And I believe him.
Robin said she told me that years ago. I was like, Robin, these are the moments that we do appreciate you, because that was hilarious. She
confirmed it.
Yeah, she did.
And Giselle knew it, because it ain't
Giselle
knew that
Ashley knew about it.
Robin don't tell her. Yeah, she does. But you want to sit up here and tell Candace that when you hear information, you process, and she doesn't. But then when Robin said that she heard it a long time ago, you want to sit up there and say, I don't believe it. Nope. It doesn't matter. I don't believe it.
Well, the look on her face said something different.
It did. And I noticed the first thing that came out of her mouth was, I don't care. Not I don't believe it. The first thing that came out of your mouth was, I don't care, because you knew it was a possibility, it was true. And then after the fact, you said, I don't believe it. No, you believed it. You just decided that you didn't care.
It was the playback of Robin saying she heard Michael tell Ashley that he was suck one's. And then Ashley sat at the reunion and denied it. And I said and Ashley, you know what I loved about this episode so much? it exposed how much Ashley lies. She couldn't explain why she did in front of Giselle. She act like she didn't know, or at least when she was talking to Robin, like I don't care, it doesn't bother me. And then the bullshit that she pulled when she lied to Wendy when she was exchanging the damn name cards for Candace on what room she was gonna get. The way she stood in that lady face, I said Ashley is such a liar. This girl been just lying her ass off. I can't stand them.
When people was talking about Ashley being a colorist, and she got on Instagram to say she's not, I feel like it's because she's an opportunist. Yeah. When you somebody that grew up with your mama wanting to be with niggas that live in tents under the bridge, you come from an extreme space of lack. So that on top of the fact that you was abandoned by your white daddy, and he didn't want nothing to do with you. So like you really don't like your whole relationship, like your whole dynamic, your life is steeped in racism. So the fact that you think that you have a clear picture of colorism is hilarious to me. Honestly, I feel like a part of the reason why Ashley can't stand Candace so much is because I think and people always want to argue with me about this, but I think it's common sense that you can tell Ashley probably, especially when they were in the competing and stuff in competitions and all of that shit. I think she was jealous of the fact that Candace came from money. Candace's mom probably was always there supporting her and, taking care of her, paying for everything. And Ashley had to figure out how she was going to take care of her and that mama. And that mama was trying to basically sell her coochie to Michael so that, she'll be okay. We saw that. Because at the beginning, the way Michael responded to Ashley's mom let us know he was tired of being used. So, it just feels like there's definitely a jealousy that she has towards Candace, which is why she can never fully be a friend to Candace. Because I think Candace absolutely has moments where she's completely being her genuine self, and Ashley gut punches that ass. And that's what Ashley did. And that's why she was like, I can't believe I trusted you. What she said, you cunt, like whatever she called. She's a cunt. She's cunt.
And Chris Bassett has been going live on TikTok. Have y'all seen?
I haven't seen. I only seen the one where he talked about Giselle and them lying. But honestly, I hate to say it, but I don't know if they're gonna stay together.
Really, it sounded like they was Candace, in a good place based on the last TikTok. Somebody was asking, "Do you think that Candace has grown this season?" And he said, "No, she hasn't. She's the exact same." But he flipped it and was like, she's the same she's always been. Y'all are just now starting to see her in a different light. So I don't know if she gets on his nerves as much as what we like to see is what he's trying to say.
That's not.
I mean, she does.
She does, but that's not why I feel like that. I feel like they're eventually gonna leave. She's eventually gonna leave him because I think at some point the way he's okay with being friends with people that hurt her, that eventually is going to become a bigger issue. Like just the way he rolled, he wants to be friends with everybody. There was no reason he should have ever been talking to Ashley after the way Ashley treated Candace. And even after the shit with Giselle, he still was saying Giselle is a nice person. It makes me feel like
this stuff with Giselle.
Yeah. Recently, he was he's a people. Yeah, he was like, Giselle still is a good person, even with all of this stuff that happened. He was like, she's still a good person. And I just kind of feel like at some point, Candace is going to feel like, what's more important? Like me or you being a people pleaser to everybody? Because for a while now, I feel like he's been putting her in a position where she, like even before last season, remember they had that shit at the table and it wasn't even Candace's fault. It was actually Ashley. And Chris was trying to reprimand Candace at the table and Candace was just eating her food and, pop back when somebody said something to her. So yeah, it's the white man in him. Exactly. So I sometimes wonder how long they're going to be, especially because she is growing now as an artist. And now she's going to get her footing even more so at some point. And I wonder if he's going to be able to not be Lorenz Tate in the Rain on Me video. White version. Low-key sabotaging. Creating issues so you can get her attention. All of that type of shit.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, I like Chris. But, I feel like he's been too open to the other people on this show that have not been, very supportive of his wife. Even the way he dealt with Michael. Like, why did you still want to be in a good place with Michael after the way he talked about Candace last season? Like, that was driving me when he was like, listen, if we can get to a better place, I want to get to a better. Why? He called you white trash. Why?
He
I
said,
think
all
Chris
right.
be thinking all the drama and stuff is going to go away if he mends fences, and I'm hoping that in this season he learns that, baby, it don't matter. When a person is
Mhm.
dead set on not liking you, that's what it's going to be. So you come out better not fucking with them. Like, I mean, just period, just not fucking with them. That's just what it, I mean. If they don't like Candace, then it's clear that they don't like you. Like, I need you to have the same energy you had when it was the night of Juan and Robin's engagement or whatever, and you said you could disrespect your wife all you want, but what you won't do is disrespect mine. When you walked out that door, you need to have that same energy. Y'all gonna disrespect my wife? I can't really rock with it. I'm gonna stay far away. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
get us together.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. I mean, I'm rooting for him. I
Yeah.
am. But it's just some things
Yeah.
I've just been noticing over the years, and people change. Well, is there
That's
anything else
true.
we want to discuss from Real Housewives of Potomac?
I just didn't like how
Mia.
Ashley tried to play my girl Candace with that damn. I feel like it was very much so high schoolish when she went and got the
Okay.
name thing and stuffed her in the room with Wendy or whatever she was doing. I
Oh
didn't like
yeah.
that.
I think, wait,
Um,
did Ashley do that, or was Candace already supposed to stay with Wendy? Because
Uh-uh.
I feel like did
she
Candace even
swapped
I
have
think
a
she's
something
supposed to
roommate?
out.
stay with Ashley. She's supposed to stay with Ashley.
What's she supposed to say with Ashley? I don't think she was initially in the same room as Wendy, but Ashley did something. She swapped something out because
Okay.
she told Giselle and them that that's what she was going to do. And it was like, okay, good, go put it back, go put it back. And they laughed like it was so funny.
I
Mhm.
don't know what was going on, but it's giving Mean Girls versus somebody that don't even care because they actually booked, and that's why they not here to do this little lame shit with you.
Mhm.
Girl, Ashley just mad because she can't sing. Her and her coffee with milk and steamed espresso. Okay, I'm your man. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I think that
Um,
was it. Mhm.
yeah, that was pretty
Yes.
much it. Mia, you ain't shit. I just want to say that. Mia, you ain't shit. And we gonna roll on you and Peter next week. Okay?
Oh my gosh, they're boosting the hell out of that situation.
They
How
are. Who
many
cares?
times you say to somebody, "When I see you, we got beef," and it's like, "Oh, girl, I seen you last week and you didn't speak." Like it's something real light.
Right.
Like y'all
Mhm.
really boosted the hell out of that situation. They're saying, "What? What do you have to say?" Yeah,
Girl,
keep
just
it,
fake and phony.
Mm.
keep
Anyway,
it.
y'all, let's go ahead and get into the gossip chat. All right. So let's start with Mia and Wendy since we just finished talking about Real Housewives of Potomac.
Yup.
Apparently, there is a rumor. Well, I mean, it's kind of been confirmed via the ladies at BravoCon that Mia and Wendy got a little comfortable with one another, a little kitty clickish, down to the pool in Mexico. And Candace was like, "Didn't Mia kiss you?" And Wendy was like, "I do not recall." And whatever happened, she said that Mia came on to her. Either way, it's giving, Real Housewives of Atlanta the season
Mhm.
before last. It's
Mhm.
giving Cynthia's bachelorette party. And I would like to see that, but not with the two of you. Not with the two of you. I don't like this at all. I don't know what's going on, Wendy, but I wanted to stop. What do you guys think? Do you think that there was some kitty clicking going on when the drinks got into the air? What's happening?
I think anything is possible if Wendy confirmed that she showed them her cootie toit
She did
and
say she
said
showed,
she
and they
had
said
a
it was really
pretty
pretty.
one.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then
They said
for,
Wendy's was pretty.
yeah, that's what Wendy said.
Said that
She,
her.
her
I'm
coochie.
asking just because I know that we talked about Mia having multiple surgeries, so I wanted to know if they said that
Uh-uh.
her it was pretty.
Yeah, it was Candace and Wendy in the interview, and Wendy said that everybody told her coochie was pretty because she
Okay.
exposed herself when she was super drunk, and they said everybody was really drunk. But what was interesting was that Wendy couldn't even remember whether or not she kissed Mia, and then said that Mia kissed her. So I'm like, you was that drunk that you don't even know. And then
Mm.
Candace exposes that production asked her a question about what happened between Mia and Wendy in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy tried to say, what? Something happened in the pool? And then Candace was like, oh, I mean, production, they asked you, they asked me if y'all had kissed or if something happened in the water. Like, ain't it happened in the water? And Wendy was like, I don't remember. I mean, I think, Mia kissed me or whatever. So, girl, something didn't happen. But either way, Wendy, do what you want to do. Okay. People may judge you because you're a political commentator, professor, all this other stuff. Girl, you got all this going on. Girl, I don't care what you do. I just didn't want you to do it with Mia.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
my
where
Right.
we're
thing. Because
at
ain't
with
no way she
it.
gonna douse me with a drink and hit me with a purse
Oh,
and think she gonna get,
girl,
girl, now, if you wanted to get wet, okay, that's all you had to say.
just say that. Just say
Bruh.
that.
No,
If you
that's
wanted
what
some
threw me
water to
off.
fall.
I wasn't like, oh my gosh, the Housewives on girl stuff. I was like, Mia, like what? I don't know. That to me is just weird, real weird, and real toxic. And I just don't understand, girl. I don't
That's what
understand.
I said, Niecy. And I was in so much denial until I went and found the video and I listened to the audio and I listened to it and I said, ooh, yeah, this, I don't know. Some probably did happen because the production
It,
asking about it. They don't capture something.
Wendy, Wendy was giving. I'm
I
trying to give plausible deniability.
exactly with the I don't recall. I
Yeah.
hate that she let her guard down though, because Mia has been somebody on the show that's been very open with her and her husband hooking up with women and all this other stuff. Wendy, not so much, and I feel like somebody gonna bring this up. If Wendy does not own this, somebody gonna bring it up for her. Watch.
Yeah. I don't
Mm,
recall. It's not gonna cut it at some point.
Mm-mm,
Anything else about this before we move on, you guys?
I think
Nope.
that's
no.
it.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about Shanquella Robinson, y'all. I haven't really wanted to talk about this story because as soon as I saw it, it upset me.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the update that the FBI are now investigating her murder. I feel like based on what they said about her spine and head injuries.
Hmm.
Also, that fight video, I have not watched it, but I've seen enough of the freeze frames and clips to understand. And I absolutely feel like it was a setup. I don't know whether y'all invited her there to do that to her, or you ended up getting into it with her to where you already had feelings. So you were going to beat her mercilessly. And then people
Mm-hmm.
recording it as if y'all aren't grown. Like, I think everybody should be held responsible. And then further finding out that the best friend, this male best friend, went home to her mother with her luggage and said that she had alcohol poisoning and then proceeded to bring the other women who were also on this trip with them to the mother's house. And it was
Mm-hmm.
obvious that he felt guilty about something. Yeah, like it all feels as if either y'all planned this or y'all got into it with her and allowed for it to get to this space because nobody wanted to jump in and stop it.
Mm.
Either way, it is extremely disheartening, so upsetting that people would be so inhumane as to record as someone is basically being beat to death with no clothes on. I just really hope that something is done about this because people shouldn't be able to do shit like this and think they're going to get away with it. I know people are going to always be a Lifetime movie girl, but ultimately this is tragic and so messed up. And I just want to see everybody, involved be held accountable.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they planned it, but I think they planned everything after the fact was very sneaky, very just disgusting, which is why they should be held accountable. Um, I saw the friend go live. I don't remember what friend it was. He was talking about how he showed up later than everybody else, but the Airbnb or whatever place, the villa that they were staying in was tile from the ceiling to the ground. It was tile. So what I think, if I just had to guess based off vibes, I would assume that her and that girl probably already had beef before they got there. They
Yeah,
probably
before.
just didn't have beef to the point to where they was gonna fight. I don't know why the guy started recording. It's weird as fuck. Y'all were I believe she was 26 years old. I'm like, what is going on? I don't know why they was recording, but I don't think that they expected her to die. I think she had a head injury. I think they had all been under the influence. And whenever she was dying, they probably still mentally were in denial about the fact that it was a fight that killed her. So I think they all just collectively decided to say that it was alcohol poisoning, knowing that, it's probably alcohol in her system, but putting in the back of their mind that it was the physical altercation that led to her death, because all of them say that she was alive for probably 15 minutes after the trauma. And when the nurse came into the room, she was still alive at that point. Um, so yeah, I just think everybody should be held accountable. It's even more disgusting that you brought them people to her mama house. And this picture right here of her is just like so chilling. And I know when they go to sleep, I hope that this is exactly what they're seeing for real.
Me too. Me too, for sure. A very, very unfortunate situation for me personally. I do feel like it was planned. Whether or not she knew about it is the question for me. When I saw the video, there were key things that happened in the video for me. The first thing I heard in the video was okay. Typically, when you holding a phone, that's what you say when you get ready to let somebody know that you're recording or you about to take the picture. Like, okay, I'm ready. So somebody knew recording was going to happen, and that was clear because the guy that was recording that said Shanquila at least fight back. You see in the corner that somebody else is filming. So when I see this and I hear the words okay, and as soon as I hear okay, the person attacking this young lady runs up on her, I'm thinking that, okay, this was a plan to record this. Exactly. So my question is, did Shanquila know this person, like this was supposed to happen? And she, how, like, example, like, let's say drinks gonna be there, but you ain't trying to drink, but somebody be like, nah, drink, have some, and people trying to peer pressure you to drink. I feel like it's the same situation with like a fight. They probably knew fights or whatever was gonna happen or whatever the case, and they kept trying to push her up to it, and she like, nah, I ain't trying to do it, I ain't trying. But the other person was already with it. You see what I'm saying? So then the fight, just took place, but there was definitely an idea and a plan in place. Come on, plots and plans, Giselle, for these people for a fight to happen. And it happened with that young lady. And I don't think that they knew the results of what was going to happen from that, right? They didn't know that girl was going to die. Even when the person, just like, I think that was D that said it. The dude was like, fight back. And you could hear her saying no, because she's not a person that's clearly confrontational. She's not a person that wanted to fight. She didn't want to do that in that moment. And even if that was the case, the least y'all could have did was let her put her clothes on. The fact that y'all sat up there and recorded this young lady while she was naked and then getting attacked at the same time made me feel like y'all entire plan was to exploit this entire situation. That was y'all plan, was to exploit it. And what I'm trying to understand, because the guy, he made no sense about the timing of when he arrived and everything. Because if the coroner said that her death time was at 3:00 and she died 15 minutes after the incident, that makes no sense. If you were right there when she came into the room and she was throwing up and all this other stuff, and you was right there by her side, that makes no sense. So you had to have been there for something. Maybe not the altercation, but you were there for something. Either that or Mexico lied on their documentation, because I do believe that they were lazy. If her parents got pictures of her face and saw that she was bruising, y'all saw that too. Saw that too. But I also feel like they only wrote alcohol poisoning as her death or the way that she died, because that's what the friends told them that happened. And they were too lazy to do their research, and they just thinking, oh, this is a typical tourist thing. Maybe she got these bruises from when she was drunk and fell and just overlooked it.
Sometimes people confuse the report that's taken on the scene versus what's actually been investigated. So they could have taken that as a part of the statement, but because, like you said, lazy and slow to investigate, didn't investigate further. But it's probably just them going off of that, because it wasn't until the mama wanted to get the autopsy that we found out she didn't have alcohol in her system and all of, the spinal injury and all of that. Thank you, Maya, for the super chat. They said there's another video of her being slammed.
There is another, and I said that in the very first video when I watched it.
You said there's another video.
There is, and her daddy even confirmed that they threw her down on something. Because I said it was three ways this could have happened. And one of those ways was if they picked her up and they threw her on something when she was fighting. She either hit her back, hit her
Yep.
neck on something,
Right.
or either they took something and they bashed it on
And
her.
they hit her.
And one of those ways was they picked her up and they threw her down,
Drop her.
according to what her dad said. And
Because
that
it
was
makes
the
sense if
blow.
she
But
like
why are
fell on a
y'all
table or
fighting if
something. That
she's
makes
not
sense.
fighting back? Why are
That's
you
what I'm
continuing
saying.
to
How
fight her?
terrible, how
And
terrible
I
can you
also
be?
want to
And to come
say,
back and lie to her family? Are you crazy?
It's crazy.
when I say that they didn't plan it, I don't believe that they flew her to Mexico to kill her in Mexico.
Okay.
I think I think the fight and everything, the recording and everything, they plan to fight her, but I don't know if they
Plan
actually
to kill
thought that the
her.
physical fight was going to kill her,
Correct.
Right.
which
I
was
see that.
irresponsible.
Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
So,
I
yeah,
think
that's
at
the
some
part I
point
mean.
they knew they were gonna kill her and they kept going. I think at some point it was absolutely understood what they were doing and they still did it. But I'm gonna say this because some people keep mentioning Kanika Jenkins, and I'm glad that y'all are mentioning it because I remember when Kanika Jenkins first happened, I was so confused as to
Yes.
what everybody was like getting at first. I thought everybody was questioning. So, do y'all think police are involved? Like, what do y'all think happened? And it was like nobody could really tell me why they were questioning her death in such a way that they felt like it was foul play. Whereas with this situation, everybody's saying, "Oh, we because of the friends, because of this, and this that happened." With that situation, all we saw was her walking into that freezer, and we didn't see anything else. So I
Right.
remember feeling so confused about what people saw that made them feel that way. And now everybody is saying that they feel like this is a similar situation. I'm like, I wish somebody would have said that back then. Like y'all felt like she got jumped by the
Well,
friends. Because I
they
don't feel like
did.
anybody said that. Did they?
I was in the damn Kanika Jenkins Facebook group because I
Oh,
wanted to know
okay.
what the fuck happened
Okay.
until they shut the group down. And people were actually looking at Snapchats of them in the hotel room and looking through the reflection of these sunglasses and rewinding the tape where you can hear it sounded like they were all on Molly's or something like that.
Oh,
And you could hear Kanika in the video basically say she didn't want another shot or something like that. But a lot of people suggested that it was the friends back then. But then
okay.
one of the bigger stories that I heard ended up being organ harvesting.
I did
But
hear
yeah,
that after the fact, because especially because of the freezer situation. But
exactly.
and I got that part, after the fact. But I remember during it, I remember feeling like, so what do y'all think happened? Somebody tell me what do y'all think is, because I just didn't understand why it was foul play, even though we didn't have any evidence of anything other than her maybe being on drugs and having a reaction to being on drugs or being drunk and falling asleep, like it just there was nothing else to show why they thought otherwise. Like there was, no bruising and all that on her body. Like there was nothing that would have shown that somebody had done something to her, which is why I was kind of like, so what we getting at? But now I'm like, okay, those two things, I could see how that makes sense. Thank you, 2Ls, for the super chat. A person with a severe spinal injury is not walking around. When Freddie Gray sustained his head injury, he was dragged out the police van. Ooh, child. Oh, Lord.
Uh,
I'ma just pray that
yeah.
the family gets justice for what happened to Shanquila Robinson. And we gonna pray on her spirit because that is just such a terrible
Mm-hmm.
way to pass
It is.
around people that you think you can trust, and they take your life from you over something so small, probably something just ridiculous,
And
And
it's
jealousy,
now to
envy, or
hear that
something
crazy
stupid.
multiple,
because now she got to throw them hands in jail whenever this case wraps up, and hopefully we get it that far.
I think so. I
oh
hope we
yeah.
do. It's
And
gonna
I
because now the
hope that it's
FBI
more than
involved.
just that one girl who's being held accountable because now people are
It's
saying that
all
the
of
other
them.
girls was fighting her too.
Correct.
Yeah,
And
they
that's who
jumped
the
in
daddy
after.
And
said. It was another girl. Which was that? It's one, I think her name Ayana or someone that A one of the girls. I think she was the one that like dipped her, like dropped her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was listening to the interview
mm-mm.
of the dad. Boy,
Well,
it's
they all gonna
crazy.
start telling on each other.
Oh
They
yeah,
Oh
all gonna
yeah.
start
they're
telling on each
probably
other
in
different
interrogation
parts.
right now.
I know old boy
Mm.
glad as I know he praying to God like thank you Jesus, I'm so glad I showed up late. But you stay may still be held some type of
For
negligent
cover
for
up.
said crime
Mm-hmm.
and
True,
leaving, you know.
Yep,
So
leaving.
because they left her for
The fact
dead.
that they took her luggage with them, it
Right.
makes me believe that they messed with the crime scene.
that's not even the thing.
The
Well, go ahead. I'm
Y'all
sorry.
took the luggage with y'all to her mama house. Y'all tampered with her shit. Left her in Mexico. That enough tells me that y'all are bold enough to tamper with the crime scene before them people came in there.
Oh yeah.
And then, in addition to that, Niecy, it's the best friend bringing the ladies to the mama house for
Mm-hmm.
them to lie and say it was alcohol poisoning. So when the mama started hearing about a fight, she asked them like, "Have y'all been fighting? Was it any fighting?" Do you know the folks told her no?
Mm.
It's the
Mm.
fact that y'all came and lied to her face, and that's supposed to be your best friend. The young lady's funeral is going to be this Saturday. So hopefully, that best friend. I'm sure that best friend won't show up now that the news is leaked or dropped about the FBI joining in. So I'm sure they won't show up. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. With that
So
being
sorry.
said, y'all, let's switch the energy up right quick. So, can y'all like the video? All right, we're back. Hope y'all like the video. Thanks everybody for sticking with us. 950 of y'all in here. Let's get these likes up. All right, y'all, Escape. There's always drama with Escape. There better be a damn reality show attached to this drama because it's
Mhm.
stupid. So, Soul Train Music Awards took place this week, and Escape was being honored. It seems as if Latasha, one of the, we would say that, what? I mean, I feel like Escape really don't have a lead singer, but she sing a lot of the parts we know out there. Okay, she decided to come in a different theme and color than the other ladies. People wondered if she did it on purpose to stand out as the queen bee of Escape. It was so many questions. Well, apparently the plot thickens. Marie to y'all was on Love B. Scott, and we'll discuss. Escape's appearance on the red carpet at the 2022 Soul Train Music Awards in Las Vegas caused a stir as member Latasha Scott stood out with her green M&M couture gown, while the rest of the members were twinning in silver gowns. Addressing the drama, Latasha wrote a lengthy message on Instagram on Wednesday, sharing her side of the story. Latasha wrote, "First off, I'd like to apologize to all of the fans. It's so unfortunate that I have to tell the truth this way. However, in this new space, I won't be silenced by who has the bigger following." Shade to Candy. She continued,
Mhm.
"If I don't say anything, I'm dragged. And if I do say something, I'm dragged. So here goes." Latasha explained that she has her own stylist initially because the group was at odds with the original stylist about being overcharged. She added, "The group as a whole felt a way about it. So when they decided to use him again, I had already made the decision to work with someone else to avoid the confusion. We've done 3 shows together." Sorry, y'all, my page jumped. "We've done 3 shows together that my stylist styled me, and the other ladies wore looks by their stylists, which were all in sync, just like the performance look from the awards." Latasha, meanwhile, said that she had no idea that Candy, Tamika, and Tiny decided to go with coordinated looks for the red carpet. She claimed that their stylist was in contact all week about the performance look, so I don't see how the same info wasn't shared for the red carpet. She then addressed speculations that she purposefully wore it to look y'all the page to look like the lead singer. "Had any of my sisters come to my
Did we
shade to her
lose you?
since gone this far. Instead, they watch me being dragged on the internet as if I'm the problem or this was done intentionally, which is untrue." In a separate post on Wednesday, Latasha also explained why she wasn't a part of the Escape tour. And that was because of some issue with the promoter and her husband. Apparently, the promoter who she initially brought to the table, her and her husband initially brought this promoter to the table, threatened to kill her husband. And because the women decided to continue on with his shows, she was like, "I'm not performing." So I feel like they've just been at odds, period. You know what I'm saying? Nisi?
I
You
thought I lost you for a
no.
second. I couldn't hear. You had broke
Oh,
out.
yeah, you breathing on your mic.
Oh, I'm leaning back and forth. My
Yeah,
bad. Once
I can
again.
see you. I can see you. They can't, but I can. But either way, y'all, apparently it's a lot of bad blood going on with them. Candy just basically said stop with the false narratives. Nobody was trying to keep her out of anything.
Mm.
And Tiny said, it's good for Todd and them that they don't have a David Ruffin or a Flash in their group, which I feel like was Tiny's confirmation that that Latasha is probably on one. And y'all know Tamika and Latasha are sisters. So the fact that she also was wearing what the other ladies was wearing makes me feel like Latasha is trying to play victim, but in some respect, you kind of do probably have this attitude towards the group.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I thought the two of them were sisters.
They are.
Yeah, it sounds like she just wanted to be the first person to speak on this because she knew this was getting foolish. So she was like, "Let me go say something before they do to try to save face because I wanted to come with the smoke, but now that I'm looking foolish, let me try to play victim instead."
Girl, it's the wet hair for me.
Tired of it.
Tasha definitely playing victim a little bit. I think she has some points though. Like when it comes to disrespect of any of these ladies' husbands, I don't think they would stand for that at all. So I definitely understand her on that. But also when she was giving the message, it was giving victim because it's kind of like one when it comes to the outfits, you the one who did decide to step yourself away from the group. So I mean, you trying to make it seem like they the problem when you was the initial problem because you made the announcement that you falling back. So I'm confused. You already knew that they weren't rocking with you like that for real, for real. But my thing also when it comes to her husband, and she was upset that the promoter said something about her husband getting his head touched and her being a widow. And I said, okay, I hear you, but what did your husband say to them?
Okay.
That's not making sense. Like you only giving us a one-sided view. Like I refuse to believe if somebody said to a person, "I'm gonna get your head touched," they not gonna
It was out
respond
of
and say
nowhere.
something back or yeah, correct. One, not out of nowhere, and there's no response. So what really happened? And then I also think she's enjoying the attention that she getting for real, especially if her Instagram following or whatever is possibly going up. Granted, we know Tasha has been around since the 90s. She's a big star, escape, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of these celebs do begin hyped, girl, when the following count go up because they human just like everybody else. So I think that's why she was doing that little TikTok trolling and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
Y'all
saw
want me to
that.
be quiet, but I'm gonna be outspoken. When you was outspoken years ago, when you came and told the group that you finna leave and go off and do your career.
And then later
And
blame Candy
told
for
Tamika
it.
and Tiny that they can go back to having more babies and raising kids, and then told Candy something about she can get back to writing for TLC or whatever she told that girl. So you thought you was bigger than life then. But either way, girl, this show gonna be entertaining. I'm sure gonna be watching.
It is.
What is it coming on? Do y'all know?
It's gonna be on Bravo, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Do you have anything to add here, Nancy?
No.
You good? All right.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's switch over to Tia Mowry, you guys. Tia Mowry was on the Today Show with Hold a Copy. And she basically discussed her relationship with Corey as being a celebration, bitches. It's a graduation of sorts. Okay. She doesn't feel like they failed. She feels like their marriage was a success because they had their amazing children. But basically it sounded like she started choosing herself, and when she started choosing herself, she realized she could no longer be with Corey because it's to me, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Corey mean. I feel like
Yeah.
Corey mean.
Are you thinking about that clip from that Black Love special?
Not just that clip, but like who you wasn't it Jami that sent us the video of the breakdown of their relationship and how he ain't had no money and he wasn't really working. And I think I forgot who that Yanni. I think Real with Yanni did an even deeper dive and talked about how he wasn't really working a lot over these years until recently. And it seemed as if he probably had the attitude that Tia could handle it. You resent her for doing better than you, but you still, want to be with her and want to get the benefits of being with her, but you resent her for having more than you and you make her feel bad. So she does all of this overcompensating to make you happy.
Thanks.
And realizes that she doesn't even know what makes her happy and that you're basically an asshole to her. So now she's choosing herself. That's why she's so happy. I love it.
Yeah, I can see that. And did y'all see that comment that she made underneath the post about narcissism?
The eyes. I saw the eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
About them
about.
not
When the
wanting to pay bills.
Yep, narcissists don't want to contribute to the household because they'll try to gaslight you into saying, "Well, what would you do if I wasn't here?" So yeah, I think that go back to what you were saying too, Bondy.
It definitely was given like a, emotionally abusive, kind of like Lorenz Tate in the Rain on Me video.
Mm.
Jamie?
Um, I think that's real interesting. I'm like, dang, he don't want to pay bills. Y'all been together long enough for him to be able to do something. I guess he could have been used to her
Mm-hmm.
doing it. But I also had a different angle outside of it just being about money. Their personalities were extremely different. I think that
Mm-hmm.
Tia is a very bubbly, loud, not loud as far as voice wise, but you're gonna notice her presence when she walks into the room.
Yeah.
Whereas Corey is a person to me that goes inward. He's more quiet, calm. He
Introverted
likes to
versus
be in the
extrovert.
corner of the room. Correct. So I think at times being in that relationship and she's literally being Tia because that's who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at times throughout that relationship she's had to calm herself down to fit
Mm-hmm.
whatever he
Yeah.
thinks it should be. So like, just like watching that interview that y'all were talking about on Black Love, whenever she wanted to interject, he's like, I'm talking. So I could just picture her just being like, oh my God, like excited about something. And he probably wants to calm her down because that's not how he's. And I feel like also because he's a person that was a have not, I don't know, but it sounds like he was a have not.
Yeah,
So,
he
and
said it.
also not used to having like things work out his way. So how he handles things that are good that comes his way, it's not always like, oh my God, look at this. It's not a big old thing. It's like, that's what's up. That's cool. Because he's expecting the worst to follow after that. So they just have
Mm-hmm.
different personalities, different ways that they handle things. And it may not always be contributed to the money, even though she did put the emoji. So they may have a little bit of it,
Yeah.
in it because she put the emojis under there. But I think more importantly, I really, really think that it had a lot to do with her realizing when she talks about self love, like, dang, I've had to dumb down my personality to fit into
Mhm.
his box. And that's not me. I just can't do
Right.
that. Like, what kind of person would I be to my kids if I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like,
If I'm
live
not my
right
fullest
and be
self, right.
Right.
correct. So I think it had a lot to do with that too.
I
Yeah.
do
Now
want
I
to
feel
say
you.
something specifically about that analogy she made, though.
Mhm.
First and foremost, I'm 100% here for Tia leaving the relationship and choosing herself. Before I was like, oh no, like I'm sad, and now I'm kind of just like, girl, do what you need to do. And I support all people in that. And that's why I always say I ain't gonna be the friend to tell somebody that the devil is breaking up your marriage because when it's time
Yeah.
for people to leave, I think it's time
It's
for
time for
people
you
to
to
leave.
go.
Yeah, I think it's time for people to go because what a lot of people end up doing is they end up succumbing to their marriage, and a lot of times it ends up in like loss of something huge, sometimes people's lives. And I don't I don't think that you should be, a prison sentence tied to somebody who's not for you. But Tia's message on this show, I wish that she could just share more about what was going on because she kind of glossed over it in a way and chalked it up to relationships having a graduation date and it being a celebration. And I feel like there's a clear I don't think that all marriages should move under the guise that each one has a graduation date. I think
Mm.
general relationships that you have with people sometimes have graduation dates. However, the goal is to marry somebody you can be with forever. And I think that if somebody doesn't really have like just knowledge or wisdom to understand exactly what she was trying to say, they could they could misuse that. Kind of
Yeah.
like all the girls was running back to their husbands when Beyonce dropped the Lemonade album.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't think that it's not really a celebration for both parties, to be real. I'm sure
Right.
that there are some casualties that's going to have to happen, but I think that Tia is just trying to be optimistic, which I understand where she's coming from, but I don't want her to be optimistic to a fault. I think that she needs
Mm.
to realize that there are some negative aspects of divorce that's going to happen that you're going to have to acknowledge.
I think that was kind of somewhat of a cookie cutter answer for the people, but then I also feel like that was her spin on using the expiration date. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
times when things come to an end, people like to say, "Oh, that's the expiration date, girl. Everything got an expiration date, girl. It was bound to end." Da 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 da. So I think you mentioned this too, Nisi, of her being optimistic. I think she was trying to put like a positive spin out there with so much
Mm-hmm.
negativity going on and whatever happened within her marriage. I think, she's still kind of trying to protect that in a sense. I mean, I guess so, like that is her kid's dad. So I feel like she was trying to put that spin on an expiration date by saying a graduation day. Like it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just this moment is over. Let's move. I'm ready for the next level.
Right.
I think Tia is. I think that is the feeling. I've been feeling like Tia happy about this divorce the whole time. Ever since she reported, I was like, that lady look happy. So I think that to me, listen, I could just be going off of characters I've seen Corey play his whole career. But it's just something about his energy that feels dark. And now that she is able to move away from him, it looks like, oh, light, Whereas with him, I don't know, it still feels a little dark over there. You know what I'm saying? I think that, not saying that he is the villain in the story or anything, but it's just something that I feel like I'm picking up on from the way they've interacted and the way she's responding to the divorce. It feels like freedom. And usually when
Yeah.
it feels like freedom is because somebody has been, running you through the ringer for a minute.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think she's been running herself through the ringer as well,
Oh
because
yeah.
Mhm.
that's why she extremely happy right now. When you've been sitting on something for a long time and you didn't know, like, what should I do? How should I do it? What should I do? How should I do it? And you finally arise to the moment that you have a clear, it's not any gray. I'm clear, it's black and white on what I'm going to do. I think that's what makes her so happy, because in the interview she talked about in 2018, that's when she started to reevaluate her marriage. That's what she
Mm-hmm.
said. And when her grandma passed away and when Adam Housley niece passed away, she passed away in
Yes.
like 2018. So
Right.
Mhm.
that's like the end of 2018. So that was all of 19, 20, 21. Here we are. She had 3.5 years, almost four, damn near 4 years, to really think about what decision she was going to make. So she's been in bondage with herself on, should I
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
leave? Should I go? Should I leave? Should I, what,
Yes.
my kids.
And
And
that's a
now that
tough space to be
that's
in.
the happiness that y'all seeing, because it's no more
Right.
gray for her. It's black and white.
Yes, it's over. I've
Mhm.
decided.
Yeah.
And that is a much better space to be in, especially if it's something you've been going back and forth with over and over again. And listen, I know we do not know that man. I am aware, child. I don't know Corey I don't know Tia. But this is public situations, y'all. This is people in entertainment sharing their life. So we gonna comment on it. That's how this work. That's what commentary is. But I'm gonna say this about the Corey situation, as far as us thinking things about him. She's the one that put the eyes under the narcissist post. Like
Right.
she's the one
Right.
that put the eyes under the narcissist post, y'all. We are not pulling this out of
Well,
our asses.
and he was very much giving a narcissist whenever she posted. You remember, so she made the initial divorce post, then she made another post talking about how happy she was, and he commented under the post with a heart and said, "I love you." That
Mm-hmm.
to me, I felt like he was trolling.
Mm.
And even whenever the same day she posted the divorce, he said acting on emotion gonna cost you every time. That
Yes.
was trolling. The
Yes.
entire time that she made this divorce, you never thought she was serious, and that's how much you thought that you had her mind wrapped up. And to me,
Mm-hmm.
I think it is possible that he has narcissistic tendencies just based off those two things we've seen him do and what T is speaking to.
Yes. Well, we'll see. Well, with that being said, I have one more thing for us, and then we're gonna get out of here, y'all. We ain't gonna have y'all here for long, but I do have a few looks I wanted to look at from the baby to baby gala. So let's get in fashion. All right, girl. The
Ooh.
baby to baby gala went down, and I just picked some of my favorite looks, the ones that stuck out, the people that I knew, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion. Okay, so you guys go ahead and tell me what you think here. We have Kerry Washington, we have Chris Jenner, and we have Kylie Jenner. What do you guys think?
Kris Jenner looks like a witch, and Kylie looks like the daughter of a witch.
Uh,
It's
Oh
giving every bit
shit.
of hocus pocus.
That hit. That hit hard.
It's, what, it's actually giving mother of Edward Scissorhands when it comes to Miss
Mm.
what's her name, Kris Jenner. I don't like this dress at all. I think her hair looks cute. It's giving Pink. Y'all remember Pink?
Whose hair look good?
Kris Jenner. I mean, that's about the
Oh.
only thing it's giving is the short hair. You can't really mess it
Oh.
up too much. It's
Mm.
the
mm,
little, is that a cow lick in the front? The cow lick is
It's giving
definitely
Elvis.
giving Edward
Mm-hmm.
Scissor. Um,
Giving me Elvis. I
but
don't
the
know.
style is giving Pink a little bit. I hate the dress. It's all right.
Mm.
Kylie. Kylie, what the hell going on, baby? Like, I just Kylie got
Somebody
on three
help
different
her.
outfits. I don't, and girl, we can't even, at least give me a shoe. One shoe. BDB, please. Just one. If I could at least see the shoe, girl, it probably would have gave. But I don't like her outfit.
Shoo.
I don't know. Kylie has really been wearing these slick backs. No, she hasn't, because she did another one last week and it was like a updo.
I haven't been liking
Um,
any of her looks lately.
I know,
I
Kylie
actually
used to
like Kylie's
serve.
look. I like
Mm.
Kylie's look in this. I think she should have just popped the leg out. Like
Okay.
Jamie said, just see a shoe. But I do like Kylie's dress and the flare and the slick back and the dark lips. I
Mm.
think it's one of those situations where I'm like, damn, if somebody else was wearing it, I would love it even more. But I ain't gonna lie, I actually like it. Chris Jenner is giving pull the lever Kronk. Um, she looks, yeah, that's a no. It's a big, 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 big no.
Mm.
Um, Kerry Washington looks amazing. Period. She looks
Ditto,
amazing.
for
I
sure.
love the long tail on the dress. I love the polka dots. I love the neckline on it. I love that she's giving face, forehead. Yeah, she looks amazing.
Jamie, did you say something about Carrie?
Carrie looks beautiful. I love the pose. I love the leg
Mm-hmm.
out. Love the hair to the back. Honestly, y'all, I truly love her figure. Like, Mama got
Mm-hmm.
2 kids, older. Like, what y'all be doing? What you and Angela be doing? Can y'all
Mm.
drop a fitness book? Like, can y'all drop something? Like, what y'all be
Baby's
doing in the
blood.
gym?
It's baby's
Oh my
blood.
gosh. And I'm late to the game, but I start watching Reasonable Doubt. It's so good.
It
Ooh, isn't it
is.
though? I'm gonna do
You
a
got to the last
comprehensive.
episode?
Oh, it was
Ooh.
so
No, not yet.
good.
But let me ask y'all one question.
Hmm.
Does her friend sleep with her husband? The one that was like, he a good man?
Mm-mm.
No,
Mm-mm.
She don't.
Mm-mm.
no, she getting beat up, girl. She ain't sleeping with him.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, she getting beat up. I think Carrie looks amazing. I actually love the polka dots. I love this look because I feel like she's been looking very matronly and older in the way she's been being
Mhm.
styled lately. So I love this look on Carrie. I don't like anything about Kris Jenner's look. I don't like the dress. I don't like the hair. It's all a no. With Kylie, I
Mm-mm.
do like her hair and makeup. I just don't like that very low cut. The way the dress is framed on her hips like that. I feel like we're kind of doing this late 90s low cut thing. And I'm just not a fan of that cut on
Right.
anybody's body. I don't know why, but it's like if it's too low, I'm like, no, it needs to come up on the waist
The
a little
long
bit more.
torso.
Yes, I don't like the long
Mm-hmm.
torso look. I'm not a fan. And then it kind of cuts her legs off too. So I just don't think it's flattering on her body. But she, if anybody's gonna wear something that's unflattering, it's a skinny girl. I'll leave it at that. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Second set of looks. We'll pop a color. We have Kelly Rowland. Okay, I love it. We have Jessica Alba, hated it. And we have Kim Kardashian, actually love it.
Kim always wears something
Yeah.
she can't move in. I swear.
I know, but I love the way it looks on her body.
I can't lie. That was the first one that got my attention. I went straight to that. Like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah.
can she walk? When I looked at the feet, the closed
No,
toe, I said, can she
no.
walk? Why you ain't do open toe, Kim? Everything else is covered up. You could have showed us some toes.
I think that would have been weird.
You think so?
Because her feet are
Yeah, we'd have just
covered.
seen. Yeah, we'd have just seen toes hanging out the bottom of that.
Oh,
Like little witch, like when the house fell on the witch and all you see is
girl,
the
that's what it's
toes.
giving right now.
Right.
It's giving
Right.
that right now. I guess it was
It
an
is.
LL.
Oh,
I like Kim's look. I like the pink on pink. I love it. I like the dress a whole lot. I think that cut on the right breast, like on her actual right breast, is kind of weird. I think
mm,
I don't know. It might just be how she's posing or how the dress is tied up. But whatever way it goes, I like it.
hmm.
Who is this in the
And
middle?
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
Oh, wow.
I know she looks really thin.
She
Somebody
does.
split that picture in half and moved it closer together.
That's what you think?
Oh, I know. Look at her
Oh,
eyes.
oh, that's
In
weird.
the forehead. Somebody cut it and
Them
moved it
ain't her
close.
eyes.
That's
The left eye?
weird.
Yeah, you know they
Hold
go
up.
through different changes than we do.
Oh no, it do look weird. It
But
do
I'm
look
sitting
weird. I
real
can
close to the
see it. No, I
screen,
can
so that's
see
why
it.
I
I can
noticed it.
see it.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, when I blew it up, I
Okay.
Hmm.
see it. Oh,
Yeah, I can see
yikes!
it. Yeah, hold up. Let me see if I can find a better one. I didn't even notice
Oh
that.
It
well,
don't
we get
matter.
the
The dress still
idea.
ugly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not gonna
no.
change. The fit is dead. It's dead.
You still
Somebody
can do it.
said somebody said cake topper, and I'm laughing because I was just gonna say she looks like the cake topper I had for my 16th birthday, except it was a black girl. She was went
Yeah.
like I had a oh, it wasn't even a cake topper. I had a Barbie cake with the actual Barbie doll in the middle and the dress for the cake, and that's what she looks
Mm.
like.
Oh wow.
Um, you know, I'm not mad at it.
I'm gonna
I
I'm gonna
just feel
pop
like
up
she
over.
should have done a different hairstyle if she was gonna go for. Oh, I love it here.
Oh hell no, still dead.
Yeah, no, still no for me. Still
No,
no for
I
me.
love it here. I really, it's something about it that's real
It's the lighting,
fun.
Necey,
Yeah, maybe so, but I
and the
just still
floral
feel like
background.
she should have done her hair a little bit different. And I mean, I like it for somebody.
Not
You
for
know what?
you.
You're right. If her hair would have been like a cute little updo, I mean, it ain't gonna change the outfit, but the hair would have been nice if it was like an updo. I think.
Right, right. Uh huh.
Well, what y'all
Is
think
this
about
Kelly?
Kelly? Yeah, that Kelly Rowland. I love it. I like it. I don't like the scarf around her neck, but I think she looks beautiful.
I was thinking that I was like, it's the scarf and it's this little thing that's hanging on the side that I thought was a pocket. The
Mm.
drape on the
It's
side.
drapery. Too much drapery.
Yeah, it's alright.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
I've seen
okay.
different pictures of it, and I liked it.
Is there a
I,
different one?
I can find one. Give me a second.
I liked it. We didn't talk about. Oh, my bad, y'all. We didn't talk about old boy interviewing Kelly Rowley. Kelly
I
Rowland.
didn't
We
hear
did
that. I
because
missed
I
it.
forgot all about that.
I can pull it up if y'all want me to. Cause we
Go ahead.
can.
Yeah, just play the
Okay.
audio though. If you got a picture of
Yeah.
Kelly and just play
Okay, hold up.
I
Let
just
me
thought about that once I seen her. My bad, y'all.
damn. Okay, first, like while I'm doing that, tell me what y'all think of these last set of looks. Okay, because I do not
Damn, see?
I
Why
Who's
like
this in the
Sierra pop on the
Sierra.
middle?
scene? Girl, that's Lori Harvey.
M.
Yeah, that's Lori
Barry.
Hart.
It's Sierra though. I'm so fucking disappointed. All these 15 different shades of black, the blue black gloves, the gray black blazer, the black tights, the what the fuck? I'm so sorry. I've never seen Sierra come through like this before. And I'm just in shock. Like, what happened? This don't even look like her. The hair don't match. I don't understand. I'm in
Mm.
shock.
Not
Um,
I'm in shock.
I really am. Like, Sierra always come through, and I don't know. Like, what
She ain't lying. She
happened?
got on four different types of blacks, from the tie to the jacket to the gloves to the pants.
Yes.
Oh, she
Um,
do. I'm just looking at it and seeing it. You know what? I feel like they didn't know it was different blacks until they got under them lights. I like the shoes though.
I
child,
mean, her
somebody knew.
professional stylist. Yeah.
Okay.
They was wrong for that. And the hair giving messy. Girl, it's giving I'm tired. I just learned that I gotta come to this to support the people. So let me hop up baby to baby. So my kids can get these, these little clothes or whatever they give away, honey. Let me go ahead and run up here, just throw it to the side. It looks horrible. What is the shoes? But you know what, Skirt? I bet it's super expensive, but I don't like it, Cece. You could have threw on a flowy dress and would have served. It could have been all silver with a little bit of a back out. And I think it would
Yeah.
have been great.
I've
Okay.
never seen Sierra disappoint like this.
Hmm.
Um,
You mean since the come
Lori,
up?
I'm not here for Lori's fit. I know Lori is going through like a rebranding thing. We heard her talk for the first time like 6 months ago. She's starting to do more of the fashion looks. This was just not one of them for me. And then this lady, her name Olivia.
Oscar Wilde. I mean, yeah, Olivia Wilde,
I
child, not Oscar.
Olivia
Olivia
Wilde.
Wilde. Yeah. Look, she was
Olivia
one of the
Wilde.
girls I knew.
Right.
No, no, it's
The
giving me.
skirt is cute. The
But the
top.
top is a no. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you ever remember on In Living Color when Jim Carrey used to do Venus de Milo. and he would have just that little bitty thing over his nipples. That's what, but it's like all man chest, but just something over
Oh, I
nipples. And I'm
remember
not,
that with the little
yes,
hair piece at the top.
yeah, the two little ponytails. Yes, not even going to be spitting
Mm.
all the time. Anyway, that's what it's giving on some slick shit. I feel like she looks way too skinny.
Um,
I hate to say it like that, but
yeah.
I've seen Olivia Wilde before, and this just looks like, I mean, just a little bit more food, a tad bit. I don't want to judge nobody's body, y'all, but I don't think I should be able to see the bones in her chest like that. That's all. I'm
Mm,
sorry.
damn, they strong too. Lori looks like Sky a bit from Black Ink Crew. And that's why I was like, who
Oh,
is
that's why
that?
you
Because
said
I know she
that.
wasn't invited to no baby to baby, honey.
Sweetie
Uh,
bird. Sweetie bird.
I don't like this. It looks like a spaceship outfit. Like I
It
just
is futuristic.
that's what it's
Supernova.
giving, futuristic.
Xenon.
Girl, yes. Come on,
Yes,
Xenon.
absolutely Xenon. Queen of
Yes.
Xenon. Yeah. She's in charge of the ship for sure.
Not she
Um
is.
Makeup look cute though. Outfit is not, I'm not a fan of it. But I guess she was going for different. And who is this woman on the end? The white lady? It don't matter.
Olivia.
I don't like
Olivia
it.
Olivia
Wilde.
I
Wilde.
don't like it. I don't like it. Like not a two top and a skirt. Girl, everybody coming in long sleeves. You not cold?
That's what I was
I
about to say.
like
Did you
that
not
it
know
has
that?
pockets. I like
It
that
has
it has
Cause we
pockets.
love a
pockets.
pocket on a
Girl,
skirt
I do
or
love
a
a skirt
dress,
part.
don't
Girl,
we?
listen, I do. I absolutely do. Oh, girl. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and listen to this situation with Kelly Rowland. That's a better look at the dress. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so
that
here we
is
go.
Yeah.
very pretty from the front.
Yeah, it looked real good.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Okay,
did that.
here we go.
For your ability to play second to Beyonce, which for so many,
Mm-hmm.
everyone who gets, I can only speak for me, everyone who
Mm-hmm.
gets in the entertainment business gets into
Mm-hmm.
it to be the,
I'm sorry, hold up.
for your ability
I'm sorry, y'all. I clicked
to
off of it. I
play
forgot it's gonna
second
stop.
to Beyonce, which for so many, everyone who gets, I can only speak for me, everyone who gets in the entertainment business gets into it to be the man, right? Just me working with Ebro takes my own ego. Hates it. Yeah, hates it. It's my own. My ego has to be in check. Even though when he's not here, I'm like, you know what? I kind of prefer Ebro come back. But it does take ego check. And you happen to be standing next to the brightest light on planet Earth. Like you think Big Boy from Outkast has it tough being next to Andre.
Whoa.
You're with Beyonce, and not only did you not like fight it, it seems like you really loved the
Seems
position that you
divisive.
were in and took it seriously. And
Here's the thing. Light attracts light. I am light. So I am a beautiful brown shining light. So I don't think anybody's light dims anyone else's. I think that when other people start to compare you, I think that that's when it shows how dim they are of themselves.
Oh,
So
come on.
Shade.
somebody else trying to dim my light anymore for anybody else. I love B. I know that she's a light, but I know that I'm a light too.
But it's also created such an interesting role for you where like you could have rested on your laurels and just been like, hey, I'm a part of this iconic group. My best friend's the biggest star in the world. We kick ass. We're awesome.
Yes,
But
and her best friend / sister is one of the big stars in the world too. So it's like people only see things one-sided. You know what I mean? So I don't like when they just put one person in one place. Like we both shine together. I'm shining with Marseille. We're shining together. It's always been like patriarchy to me, or even now, like everybody's actually taking the hit up and start to believe this thing where, well, only one woman can do this and they shine the biggest. Right. My sister has knocked down doors and made positions for so many women that look like her, that are deeper shades than her or brighter or whatever, but specifically for Black women, and put Black women in other places that, we're grateful for. You know what I mean? But also somebody else did that for her. And another group has done that for us.
And you're doing that for other
And I do it for other brown girls. So it's just a cycle and a space for all of us to open up doors for each other instead of compare.
For your ability.
Okay. Instead of compare. What do you guys think? I think Ebro was being lazy with that question. And I think that she has to be tired of hearing that. I think it's divisive. But essentially, I loved her response.
I think she ate when it came to the response. Who was the guy? Not what's his name? Not
That's
Ebro.
Rosenberg.
Rosenberg. Rosenberg, I feel like that was an ignorant question to ask. And this is why I say that, y'all. Y'all check me later. I could see if they were people that met each other later on in the career. Like, I mean, first of all, it's a disrespectful to question to ask in general. But if you were going to ask it, maybe ask it. I mean, maybe that would have been better for a person like Michelle that came later. This woman grew up with Beyonce, like they've been friends since they were kids. So I just kind of feel like that hits different. Like whatever the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, like I think Kelly is so comfortable with where she is. Now, I do remember there was a time when Kelly was crying on stage and she was, singing and stuff. And it felt like, I don't know if Beyonce was moving on with her life because she, married Jay-Z and was about to have a baby. I remember that. She kind of sung about that. But now she's past that. And I feel like you've been in radio enough and you know enough to kind of not ask that question because you could be triggering her to go back to a certain space. But either way, I think that Kelly ate with the answer that she gave. I think that it was stupid. And for you to try to sit up there and insult that woman, like she ain't got vocal cords herself and she ain't been out here doing her thing with singing and acting as well, insulting her, talking about she's standing next to the brightest light as though she's not a light herself. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? So would you like it if somebody say that you're sitting next to the brightest light, which is Ebro, because everybody knows him but don't know you? But I feel
he
like
said he wouldn't like it.
He said he'll like it.
No. He basically said he had an issue with it at the beginning. So that's kind of what Kelly was saying. That just, when she was saying whoever's saying that their own light is dim or something like that, that was shade.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say that I feel like he's the type of person that would slick be okay with like, yeah. And if you do say that, then you're confirming her point, even though he's trying to say that he don't like it. So why would you move forward and ask her that and pretty much insult her? Maybe it was just a way to ask it and he did it wrong. I don't know. It was rude. She checked him. Short answer.
She did.
Yeah, I don't feel like he asked it the right way.
Yeah, no,
he should have asked the shit at all.
I think there was a way to ask that in order to, because I think the issue is how do you deal with other people feeling like Beyonce is the star? That's your sister. You grew up with her. Your perspective is different, but how do you deal with the way people see you guys as a group? That would have been a better way of asking that question that doesn't invalidate Kelly as being a star, but more so ask her to give perspective on how she deals with something that may be hard for other people, but she deals with gracefully. So there's a way to ask that question that would have gotten the answer that I think he was trying to get to, which is how do you deal when you're in a position that most people would feel so, insecure standing next to somebody that is polarizing like Beyonce. And that's what he should have said. She's polarizing instead of saying that she's the brightest light, because then that compares their lights and everybody has their own purpose. So there's no need to compare because everybody's here to do exactly what they're here to do.
And can I also add, who's to say that Kelly's goals and dreams were the same as Beyonce? Exactly. Beyonce has a completely different work ethic because of the goals and aspirations that she had for herself. That probably was not Kelly's. If it was Kelly's, I'm sure she would be just as big as Beyonce because they would have been working the same damn way. Beyonce damn near kills herself to get to where she's trying to be.
Right. She did. And maybe Kelly felt like she didn't want to do all that.
And I feel you on that. I think she handled it right. I think she handled it the right way. Yeah, he responded talking about it wasn't his intent, but intent doesn't always matter. I'll take the L, and I'm kind of just like, yeah, that was just dumb. I mean, how long has he been interviewing for? I feel like too long to do some dumb stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's all we got for y'all tonight. Make sure y'all follow the Ooh Ladies First panel. Send us your emails if you would like advice. Okay, send them on to us because we would definitely feature them on an episode of the show. Follow me at Bondy Blue. Follow Jami at Jami ThatsMe. Follow Necey at Necey Dixon. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ooh Ladies First. All right, y'all. We enjoyed y'all tonight. Thank y'all for coming through. Like the video on your way out.